Ahem. Think we're good. Ooh, that's all busy back there. What is up, everyone? This is Do Coffee with a Soul. I'm your host. We're gonna chat. We're gonna talk. We're gonna get baited. Okay, I got baited because I'm looking at this thing called the top 100 PC games over on PC Gamer, and I know I got baited because I think this is okay. It's an annual list of the best PC games you can play. Is it for 2025 only? That's a lot of games that came out just this year. Or is it like all time? I'll get typically caught by this sort of stuff because I want to look at not exactly like what's the top thing on the list, because that's like super bait. I just want to see like what made the list or what didn't make the list at all. To me, that's like more important. Just being on there, because like the nuance of like, oh man, you know, this thing should have been, you know, top 10 instead of top 30. Or, yeah, that's super subjective. I mean, the whole thing is subjective, but just what's on here. So I'm gonna go through this real quick in just a bit. But first, let's say hi to people. Hey, what is up to Dorothy, the first person to say hi? You get a point again. Let's see. What's up to Electroglide and Blunderland, to Nikhil and Boomer and Arumus and Neeb and Octurio and Gamergirl and Mage Master and the rest of y'all. The beautiful digital smile on the face is going to be joining us throughout the day. We also are going to look at like a couple things that I think I found on the alpha. It's nothing crazy, you know. I didn't do any like super duper data mining or other stuff like that. We'll be taking a look at whatever MMO champion or Wowhead or the DB site has unearthed, and then there's like a couple things to point out that that I'm seeing like immediately about housing. And what I think is going to happen during early access, because I'm pretty confident now that we'll be able to at least level up to like 5, you know, from what we see in the alpha. But anyway, I gotta go through the list. I'm sorry, guys. It's like staring at me, and I'm like, okay. I'm sure half this crap I won't even like, I won't even know what it is. So okay, so because I don't even know anything that came out this year. How we make the list, it's all subjective, we know. And it's bait. We also know. Unavowed. Okay, so this came out... Oh, 20... Okay, so this is all time? Okay. All-time lists of stuff. I'm going to be quick. Unless something really, like, rage baits me in, and then I'll just start ranting and stuff. So, Unavowed... never played it. City Skylines, heard of it, never played it. Against the Storm. Never heard of that one. Oh, cute furries. Wait, furries and like little monster dude over here. Whatever. Dave with the Diver. Never heard of that one. Shadowrun. Heard of that one. A lot of these I just haven't played, by the way. So, because I'm too stuck playing World of Warcraft. I'm doing it too much. Dusk. Heard of that one. Metaphor. That was recent, right? This one was kind of a recent one. I haven't played that one. Hotline Miami. I worked on this one. I barely remember a thing. Yeah, what I know I can't talk about, but it was there was some yeah, there were conversations about this game. Lethal okay, this was kind of recent too. This made the top things of all time. It's a weird bar to set. Flight Sim, famous. Still haven't played it. TF2 had to make it on the list somewhere. Kind of surprised it's like 90. That's pretty low. But I guess like we're gonna see a bunch of team shooters at some point. Peak. Wait, this just came out and it made the list. Well, never heard of that one. Sims 4. One of the Sims games has to be on here. But I feel like this is like one of those. I felt like this is one of those genre-defining kinds of games. I figured that it would be at least higher on the list, but hey, at least it's on there. Subnautica, I heard of good things about this one, but yeah, I haven't played that one. Rocket League, played this one a little bit. Another, not a genre defier, but like just something that was just a hit. You know, this was people were all over this one. Never heard of this one. Thank goodness you're here. Okay. Halo, it's got to be on the list somewhere. Echo Point Nova. Oh, it's an Ava. Yeah, cute. Don't know what that one is. Expedition 3. I still need to play this one. I'm waiting for it to be on sale. And then I'll finally play it. Heard lots and lots of good things about it. Non-stop praise. Not surprised that it made it onto the list, but that's more kind of like a recency bias, something like that. You know, it's like, oh man, that's got to make the list. So I'm expecting. Oh shoot. What would I expect to be on here? I want Warcraft to be on here. But I'm thinking of this one, and then I think of oh shoot, it's the one where it's a post-apocalyptic world, and like there's like metal dinosaurs, and then you have that lady that shoots a, you know, I don't know, techno arrow or something like that. Her name's Alloy. I know the name. I think I know the name of the main character, but I don't remember the name of the Horizon. Yeah, thank you. You're quick. Blueprints. I don't know what this is at all. Stellaris. I think this is isn't this like a 4X game? And I heard about this one, but I never got around to playing it. I'm a fan of like 4X kinds of games. Although not really Civ. Haven't played Civ in a while. Not since I think like, not this recent one, but I played the one before it for a little bit. This one I heard of. I wanted to play that one. Total War. Yeah, this should be on here. What Remains of Edith? I've never heard of this one. It's a roguelike mist sort of game. Okay. Dave Divers is great. Yeah, I'm not going to say, oh, these don't deserve to be on here. I'm just saying, like, okay, I haven't played it, I haven't heard of it. You know, that's as far as my commentary goes. We'll wait till later when I'm like, wait, what about whatever? You know, what about this in that game? Alien Isolation, not too fond of the franchise itself. Monster Hunter is on here. Okay, one of them has to be on there. Cyberpunk made the list. Interesting. I mean, it's a good game, but it's I wouldn't say it's like, you know, well, not really revolutionary, because there's this metric that they have here, although I didn't look at the description. There's like quality, importance, and freshness. The important stat, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, was it like important? Was it influential? Oh, FTL. So this roguelite, this one was fun. This one I played the crap out of. Oh, Vampire Survivors. Okay, this one, I would say, you know, very, very genre defining. You know, to create this what they call it, bullet heaven is what they tried calling it. I mean, they tried calling it multiple things, but there have been like a bajillion offshoots of these. So Alan Wake, not too fond of that one. Hey, a shooter. Hey, finally. I think we finally. Oh no, it's more like a stealth game. Never mind. GTA, that's got to be on there. I'm surprised it's 60. Oh, you know what? This was intentional. That was 100% intentional. It could have been higher, but someone was like, it's got to go to 69. Well, nice. Resident Evil, that's got to be on there. A big definer. Deep Rock Galactic made the list. Now this is also a oh no, there's a Survivor game that's based on Deep Rock Galactic, so so that I played. This one I have not, so I'm not quite sure what that one is. I do remember, like, yeah, never played it. Oh well. Mass Effect at some point needs to be on here. That's a big one. Counter-Strike's on here. Okay, cool. Gotta be on here. That's a classic. This ruined lives. It still ruins lives. Diablo 2, of course, it's got to be on there. I played that a little bit. Gary's Mod, that's deserved. KOTOR, definitely a big one. Yakuza 0, I haven't played the more recent ones. I mean, well, by recent, I haven't played any of them in the past like maybe 10 years or so. But it's I like that it's not super serious. Okay, I would say like. Saints Row 2 is something that took itself pretty seriously. And then if we go down a certain spectrum, we go down to like GTA, which does take itself seriously, but it's also got some weird stuff. And then we start kind of sliding down to like more unserious territory. Like Saints Row 3 did not take itself seriously. Yakuza 0 would be like a little bit between Saints Row 3 and GTA, something like that, because you can get really stupid on this. Thundering Horde, thank you very much for the Prime, dude. Appreciate it. 50 months. Milestone. Arma 3. This is a big one. Satisfactory. I played this one, but I enjoy other automation games a little bit more because there's no violence here, which is cool. Not everyone likes that in their automation games, but I want violence in my automation games. Stalker. Never heard of this one. It just came out a little bit ago. Yeah, never heard of that one. Nier. I tried watching the anime and I don't get it. You know, it's very square. It's very square. It starts off, oh, it's kind of straightforward, but no, it's not. Then it becomes this like whole very abstract sort of thing. But never played the game though. System Shock. Let's see. I heard a lot about this one, but I still haven't played this one. Saints Row 2 is my favorite Saints Row. Saints Row 3 is my favorite, and it's partially because I worked on it. And when I say worked on it, I just mean I tested it. Let's not give myself too much credit, but I really enjoyed the third one because it wasn't serious, but it didn't just like totally take a dive like the later ones did. But that's just my opinion. Case of the Golden Idol. Never heard of that one. Elder Scrolls. That of course that's got to be on there. Papers, Please. Still haven't played this one, but I remember a lot of buzz when this one first came out. Let's see. Rainbow Siege, that was a big one. Dragon Age, yeah, that's got to be on the list. Alpha Centauri, heard of it? Never played this one. Persona 5. You know, I don't think it's overrated, but I hear about it, and then I tried playing it, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. Something about it, I just couldn't get into it. Final Fantasy X. Oh, of course, the Final Fantasy has to make it onto the list. But the 10th one, I have a feeling we're not going to see the other ones. But the 10th one, I guess the 10th one was transformative in that it really dove into, because this came out PS2 days. And so this one really went all in with like the more cinematic style of Final Fantasy that you see these days, where, you know, this went heavy on like music, voiceovers, and that sort of stuff. And you know, they went all out with this one. So okay, it should be on the list. Vampire Bloodlines, and never played that one. Wilder Myth, and I'm waiting to see. I don't know why. I'm waiting to see Terraria or like Minecraft on here. So I'm one of those is going to be on there. Straftat. Never heard of that one. Into the Breach. I wanted to play this one. I think this came out on a Nintendo platform, and that's why I haven't played it yet. So, boo Nintendo. It's a big minus point. Stanley Parable. I don't know what this is, but I hear about it so much. Kerbal. This one should be on here. I think I'm waiting for RimWorld. Better be on here. Hollow Knights. That's got to be on there. Especially recency bias again. Titus was a 9. I was annoyed by it too. 8 and 10 were the only ones you finished in the franchise. You know, so the ones I have not finished, I never finished 9. I just didn't enjoy the ride. I didn't enjoy the story. I got to the end and I just never finished it. So I never finished 9. I never finished 15. 15 is the one with like the bros and they're on a road trip or whatnot, but it's violent. And there's like political stuff going on. But yeah, I couldn't get into that one. And so by the time we got to that point where you're just hopping onto a train and doing stuff, I was like, dude, this doesn't feel right. And I just never finished that one. PoE 2, still haven't played this one. I hear a lot of good things about this one. You know, like Baldur's Gate kind of, kind of flexibility, but I still haven't gotten around to it. This is like a list of like things that ought to be on your on your Steam list, but just a bunch of games that you never played. All right, Shodan. I've never heard of that one. Slay the Spire. Heard a lot of good things about this one. Still haven't played this one. You hear that a lot. I love the Hitman franchise. Oh man, I love the concept of it. You know, the violence of it, but I do like I just like the whole vibe of this series. I'm very bad at it though. Like I don't think Metal Gear is going to be on here because Metal Gear is like more of a console game than anything. But when it comes to like especially the last Metal Gear that came out, it was cool because it was like, you know, very open world, and you know there's a lot of jazziness to it. But I was the worst assassin, dude. Like whenever I got a mission, oh, you need to go here and like and get this device or rescue this person. I'm like, all right, cool. So my approach to that was always, I'm gonna kill everybody. I'm gonna kill everyone, and then once everyone's dead, I'm gonna walk right in, stealth, baby, no witnesses. That's how I do it. Same thing with Cyberpunk. You know, there's so many build opportunities and ways to like change up your gameplay, but I'm super boring. I only played it one way. There's only one way I wanted to do it. I just wanted to hack everything and zap everyone from a distance so I can like walk into a building just full of corpses. I'm like, haha, and I just loot everything. To me, that was fun, right? Yeah. Same thing with Hitman. But then you just can't do that. Like, you can't just kill everyone because it's like, oh, because there's too many civilians. Max Payne, that was a big genre definer back in its day with the bullet time and all that stuff. Spelunky is a really, really fun roguelite. Hades, okay, now we're getting into like good shit. Hades was fun. Portal 2, also a ton of fun. Return of the Obra Dinn. Never heard of that one. Any word on when the next housing stress test might be? I have not heard if there is going to be one at all. I can ask. Yeah. Let's ask. Don't think of this like I got a direct line or something. I'm just gonna ask because I know I will forget to ask. But yeah, this is not like a, you know, yeah. Don't think of it like that. So cool. Off to the ether. Back to business. Let's see what else we got. Metal. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Metal Gear did make it. I guess it's technically a PC game. So at least one of them made it on it. I didn't play Snake Eater, but I did play the other one because again, that was more open world. That was more my vibe. Fallout's gotta be on here. Hell yeah. Loved New Vegas, but I did like Fallout 4 too. We're probably not going to see that or 76, but you know, this was just a good game. But I really liked what they've been doing with like the later games. With like, okay, cool, let's build a settlement, let's build a house or whatever. And I thought that was very cool. You should see Holly's new tweet, a beta tease. Do I have any other windows open? Is it on Bluesky or Twitter? I know I follow her somewhere. So what's her name again? Can I just say Holly? Or do I have to say like Windstalker or whatever? Yeah, both work. What did she say? Hey there, Azeroth. It's exciting time. Okay, sorry, let me like actually go in here. It's exciting times as we tinker. Wait, What the fuck? This is the bait post. This exciting times as we took our way into midnight. I, for one, made my first new druid since vanilla in remix. Y'all being a boomkin EDM style mobo disco ball is crazy. I love it. See you in game beta soon. Okay, so beta. Now this is what I'm looking at. See that? See that? See that? Oh no, all these things. Get out of the way. Out of the way. There we go. That, bro. Anyway, sorry. Back to business. Fallout. Fun. Let's go. Pentiment. Never heard of that one. Well, a lot of them were talking about it though. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps the best praise I have for Pentiment is that it's the only game one of my smartest friends constantly on the I don't know what this is. 9 Souls. It's a cat. Never heard of it. Helldivers. Okay, yeah, of course that's got to be on the list. This was hugely uniting for folks, at least during its peak time. Deus Ex, also fun. Where's XCOM, dude? Show me some XCOM. Dishonored 2, that one was a good one. Dark Souls, of course, Dark Souls has got to be like a bit higher on the list. Undertale as well. Divinity, yep. Never heard of this thing. The framing of the picture here reminds me of, oh gosh, I don't remember what the movie's called, but it was like one of the movies that was considered like one of the worst sci-fi movies ever. And like this framing of maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. Probably not though. It just reminds me of this. Anyway, Battlefield Earth, maybe that one. So I'm like, yo, why do that? Like, I don't remember ever watching Battlefield Earth, but the fact that I can associate with that immediately just on sight, it like tells me they shouldn't have done that, but at the same time, that's engagement bait. So it'll make people, think of it like twice, be like, oh, wait, oh, so. Minecraft is top 20. Barely made the top 20s, but it's there. So I mean, this is huge. So I'm expecting Roblox to be on here too, right? Yeah, Roblox has got to be somewhere on here as well. Thief Gold, never liked the Thief franchise. And part of it was because I worked on it, and I'm like, dude, this game sucks. It's not that it was, well, it was broken too. Oh, the version I was testing, but I was like, yeah, I'm just not having fun with this thing. Yeah. Tell you this, like, for younger folks out there, if you want to get into the gaming industry, like, QA is a great way to get into it. The kind of testing I did, it was like third-party testing, so I was testing all sorts of games instead of just like one that you really deep dive into. But at the same time, as cool as it is, you also just see like everything. I'm like, oh my, this game sucks. Not a fan of it. Prey. I'm not heard of this one. Never played it. Here we go. RimWorld, baby. Deserved to be somewhere on this list. I don't care if it was like, was it 17? I don't care if it was 100. Deserved to be there. Sekiro. So, did we see a Dark Souls? I think we saw Dark Souls. And I think this is ranking higher. I mean, I don't know the difference between them because I'm not good at either at the genre period, but kind of weird that it's not higher. Half-Life, cool. I think we saw Counter-Strike too, right? Yeah, Counter-Strike was on there. Baldur's Gate 2. Okay, we haven't seen 3 yet, so I'm sure it's like 1 or something like that. So surprising that that they'll probably get to be on the list twice, kind of. Kingdom Come. Yeah, see how we're getting this like very story-oriented stuff, story-oriented RPG kind of stuff coming in. XCOM, yeah, such a good game, dude. Such a good game. Doom, huge genre definer. Yep. A lot of people had something to say about that. Red Dead 2. This one was a lot of fun as well. So basically, 2 GTA games made it onto the list. Yeah. Elden Ring, right on. We did pass Dark Souls too. So yeah, so I guess, another one made it onto the list. Velasco, still haven't played this one, but I heard so much about this. Like when they were talking about, oh, top game, game of the year. And this one just kept topping all these lists. Still haven't played it though. But I believe it's cheap. So I should pick it up. Caves of, I've never heard of this one. It's a tile-based roguelites and the way that okay. Stardew Valley, very, very cozy. RimWorld was on here, so I forgive it. Crusader Kings, more RP stuff. Witcher, of course, that's going to be on there. Wait, we're missing some stuff, dude. Dwarf Fortress. Still haven't played this one, but even like the more updated version, I'm like, I'm just not feeling the. I'm just not feeling it. Like I play RimWorld, I play the crap out of it. Once I get into a RimWorld kick, my week is over. Like because I'll want to just keep playing and like see how far my colony can get before it, totally falls off. I still haven't played Disco Elysium. I hear such good things about it. I still haven't played it yet, so hopefully I can get around to it. And then, yeah, of course, Baldur's Gate. Dude, there's some big holes here. So, there is no MMORPG on here. So never mind WoW. Never mind me being a WoW fan. I didn't see any MMO on here. So, okay, let me look at the start of this article. Like, is there any reason why they were just like, no, there's a reason why we don't include MMO? Nope, they don't say anything about MMO. Wow. So, yeah, like, okay, that's okay. Comments are probably hating on it. So yeah, there's no MMO that's on here. There's no StarCraft. Yeah. I don't think we saw an RTS on here. So there are entire genres that were just like, nah, nah, forget it. So apparently MMOs don't count as PC games. RTSs don't count as PC games. What are some other really, really big holes? Nothing like PvP but Counter-Strike. Yeah, there's no Battlefield or Call of Duty that's on there. Like as much as we would say like, oh, it's just like yearly slop that COD and Battlefield put out, they're still huge and influential games. So, yeah. Imagine 100 games on the list and you can't hit the core genres. Warcraft 3 is considered top 100 game by... Yeah. I mean, I'd say there would be a debate between Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3. Like, and there are other, like, genre definers during that time, too. I believe Doom 2 was one of the first RTSs, along with the first Warcraft. And those... like a lot of the games on this list that transformed the industry. Was there no State of Decay? Yeah, they didn't have that. They didn't have like the some of the zombie stuff. I don't think I saw anything that had to do with like base defense, that sort of stuff. Dota wasn't on here either. League of Legends wasn't on here. Yeah, that's Yeah, no MMORPGs, no MOBAs, no zombies, no RTS. There were a few shooters, so like Counter-Strike was on there. That's well deserved, right? But I think they wanted to be like, okay, we can't just have all shooters. So, yeah, total rage bait. And like I said, man, I always get caught by these sorts of things. Oh, buddy. All right. So, what's going on in the alpha? There's only a couple things that I learned, but one of them is something that I'm a total sucker for. So there's this. So the Nemesis is going to have this new achievement: be one of the first 1,000 players in your region to defeat the dude on his lair in hard mode without any other players before the next season. So blah blah blah. But be one of the first 1,000 players. I'm a big sucker for this sort of thing. Y'all might have noticed. If you did like kind of a case study on my player behavior, I was trying pretty hard to do the Kaiveza fight before the season started, because And because for some reason she was accessible before the season started. But as soon as that milestone passed by and I failed to do it, I just stopped giving a shit. Because I'm like, I didn't get it at the start. What's the point? Now that's me, right? That's me. And that was kind of me back during the original Mage Tower. Like, I wanted to get it before I wanted to finish the Protection Paladin version of the Mage Tower before the Tomb of Sargeras opened. Because, for those who remember, patch 7.2 introduced Broken Shore, as well as Deliverance Point in the Mage Tower, but it was 7.2.5 that actually opened up the raid. So it was 3 months later. So I had 3 months to get it out. And I think somewhere around like the middle of the second month, into the second month, I got it. I was like, yeah, feels good. But then after that, I'm like, okay, the other appearances, I don't give a shit. Druid one, I don't care, whatever. I didn't get it early. What's the point? Same thing. But yeah, again, very much my kind of player behavior, but I get suckered into something like this. Now, seeing this kind of achievement, though, it makes me think, okay, if they want to do an achievement like this, but they don't want to make it be like, okay, we can't just outgear it, chances are it's going to be something similar to the Kaibeza fight, where it's going to be entirely skill-based. If you screw up, you just die. But you can do it with relatively low... You probably need to meet like some sort of minimum at least. But beyond that, it's not going... between tanks and DPS, they'll be able to get it. Healers, they're just going to struggle. Sorry, healers. Unless you're that good. I have a feeling that it's going to, try to balance itself out to be like a skill-based achievement as opposed to just raw throughput. So, first 1,000 will hit it before. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to go for it. I have a feeling I'm not gonna make it, but I'm gonna try. Right? I'm gonna try because those are the things that kind of motivate me. And then if I fail, then I'm just gonna not care. I'm just gonna totally fall off. I think I saw that there were some like strings here. I thought I saw. Okay. So here's like the real stuff, the nitty gritty. So we have things for housing, and hopefully we'll see like little changes once housing is available for testing on the alpha again. Hopefully we'll see something like good. Devs, what a tease. I learned nothing new, by the way. So okay, so basic mode, cleanup, customized mode, advanced mode. So I'm trying to see if there's like, if we can see something about like there's a housing inspector option, and I don't know what that is. But it doesn't look like we're seeing anything here. Nudge mode. What's nudge mode? But if anything, they're adding more bindings, it looks like. Or at least, no, actually, I think they're just renaming what the... yeah, I think they're just changing the labels. Never mind. I don't think that's actually anything new that's added. Combat warnings, the core stuff, tutorial press R2. Okay, so that's the tutorial thing. Housing stuff. Can't scale. House can't be scaled. That's what I figure. You have to like choose a whole mode for that. Can't remove a room with more than... Okay, we know that one. We know that one. Can't be modified. Try removing stairwell. Oh, no. Try removing stairwell rooms above or below this one first. Charter. I thought I saw something about charter guild or charter neighborhoods or something like that. House editor. I said the house editor for the tutorial. There's gonna be a better tutorial, I hope, because it's I think it's pretty limited right now. Okay, here we go. Um, housing controls coming soon. Are you sure you want to move this house? The cost from the old house will apply towards the cost of the new one. Interesting. Okay, so here we go. So charter neighborhoods. Let's try to read this. Every player on the charter will be able to buy a plot for the first 24 hours. Only charter, so this is a private neighborhood. Only charter players may purchase the plot. After 24 hours, any player may purchase the plot, and this cannot be converted into a private neighborhood. So I guess there's a way where you can start off your neighborhood as a private thing, so that way, you know, you and your buddies can move in, and then afterwards you can convert it into it'll open up, but you can't make it into a private neighborhood again. So that kind of sucks, or that's kind of a weird choice option, because like it's like you start off having, I guess the point of this is it's not even about like the control. It's maybe you know what, maybe this is a way to, oh, this would be cool. This would be cool. So think about it like this, guys. Okay, maybe this won't be so cool, but you make a neighborhood for you and like 2 of your buddies, not 8, but just like 2 of them. So it's only a few of you guys. So you and your buddies, you make a neighborhood, and then you choose where you want to go. I want this plot. I want this plot. I want this plot. You guys decided on that, and then there you go. After 24 hours, then it opens up so that everyone else can move in, and then it becomes basically just a public neighborhood again. The whole point of that is so that you and your friends can get the houses that you want. That's it. But it's not like you're gonna be like, hey, we just want the 3 of us in this neighborhood and that's it. That doesn't seem to be a scenario that Blizzard wants to have. Does that make sense? Kind of, sort of. It's sort of dissatisfying for people who really do want to just like be isolated and alone in their neighborhood, but at the same time, you know, there's, you know, technical limitations and all that stuff, and they don't want to have like, you know, thousands of neighborhoods that have only like 1 or 2 people in that. So that can be an option. And for those who have done the testing, you know, the actual testing and actually got to go into the neighborhoods, I mean, the question is, how do those people feel about that? You know, are the plots that you have and the space that you have, does that feel like it's enough? Or do you just not want to have like these different eyesores? Because, hey, people can build whatever they want. If they want to build like a giant mecha or a gun or a pagan symbol or something, I don't know, you know, something that you might like, you wouldn't have any control over that anymore. The best thing that you'd be able to do with you and your buddies is to be like, okay, I'm tired of this thing. I don't like this guy here. I can't do anything about it. Let's all just up and move. And so you guys make another charter neighborhood. You all just move, and then you plop down, and then you go through the same process. But at the very least, you're still living in the same plots that you guys want. Now, that's me super speculating. I might be hella wrong, and we still got more of these to read. So, yeah, so it's funny. It's interesting. Create a neighborhood charter open description. So something that we just don't see here is like, what are the character requirements here? So here's a private one. So this one says every player on the charter will be able to buy a plot. And then neighborhood managers can add other players to the neighborhood, and then it can be converted into an open neighborhood. It can be. So this one will probably have those minimum requirements, if that. But then later on, then they can convert it into an open neighborhood if they want to. Now, can you close it again? I wonder. I don't know. And then what's this one? So these are the guild ones. So for the first 24 hours, only guild members can buy a plot. After 24 hours, any player may buy a plot. New subdivisions will not be created if the neighborhood's full, and it cannot be converted into a private neighborhood. So this is basically the same thing as a charter neighborhood, but then it's just your guild. Yeah, it's the same thing as this one, but this is specific to your guild mates. And then this one, only players who are part of your guild may buy a plot. Players not in the guild will be kicked from the neighborhood. New subdivisions will be created when the neighborhood is full. It can be converted into an open neighborhood if there are no subdivisions. Okay, this one's interesting because it feels like you can convert a existing private charter whatever neighborhood into a guild one, because otherwise, because that's why you see this line. Players not in the guild will be kicked from the neighborhood. So at some point, there might be an option where I'm like, yes, I, king of this neighborhood, have decreed this is a guild neighborhood now. Away with you. And then all those people just get kicked out. I can't help but feel like that's hugely impactful. Or hugely disruptive. You know, for people who are like, hey, I've been here, and then now I'm getting kicked out. But then that's more of a social problem, not really a Blizzard problem. It's like, dude, that guy's just a dick. So, guild banks are going to be lonely with one house for 150 people. Wait, what? Okay, so what else is here? Increase core budget, blah blah blah. Apply style. So okay, so we've seen that. Apply selected materials. Oh, more colors for stuff. Cool. Attached fixtures. You've been invited to a charter neighborhood. This party leader has reserved a house in this neighborhood. Huh? A party leader has reserved a house from this neighborhood. Increase the amount of rooms you can place by blah blah blah. Are you sure you want to remove this room? All decor. Well, okay, that's fine. Stairwell rooms can stack. Let's see. What? Anything else? External defensives? Ooh, I doubt this means what I hope it does. But they'd be dope. If I can have turrets, actual turrets in my house to like, what would they take out? They would take out critters. That'd be hella funny. But no, that's not the deal. Any other housing stuff? Oh, so some of these strings are on here. Now, I did look in the alpha, like the transmog stuff is still not working. It's still like the... Okay, let me double check. It's still the basic stuff, right? Yeah, the old UI, that's still what's in there, so sad song. Anything else real quick? Anything housing related? Nope, doesn't matter. Mounts, scenarios, blah blah blah. Okay, so one thing that I did notice, let me make sure this thing shows up. Come on, screen, there we go. So they changed this a little bit, or at least they cleaned it up. And so I think we have an idea of what's happening here. So you can see here, although I can't move the damn window yet, at housing level 1, you have nothing. You have no decor, you have no rooms, you have no nothing. But I notice here that the house XP requirement is 1700 out of 10. Just 10. Which means as soon as I buy one piece of decor that's new, or as soon as I go through the tutorial. So like what this does, I think, it covers the scenario of you're a brand new player. Brand new. You left Exile's Reach, you're ready to play, but you're also invited to your house, but you have nothing, right? I'm sure during the tutorial you're going to like learn one piece of decor, you're going to get a level, and then that's going to be what gets you to this level here. So you'll have the 300 thingies to your budget. You'll be able to set 9 rooms, and then we can go from there. I noticed that it doesn't say anything about exterior decor yet, so let's see what the other levels are, because these numbers look like they've done a pass on these. So we can expand a little bit more. So budget gets higher, room placement gets higher. We can open up more rooms or more room types. That's gone up. Interior stuff is still going up. Room placement, that's whatever it is. So I wonder with this, what's going to happen in the early access? Now I'm just speculating here. So a couple things might be going on here. One, the outdoor budget might just never change. It might just be like, okay, here's what it is, and that's it. It's never going to change. Two, it just might not be on here. And so it's just not being included in the levels, not yet. Could go either way. I'm not quite sure what. But this definitely tells me that there is going to be like some sort of leveling during early access. You'll be able to max it out probably pretty quick as long as you're just like collecting stuff. But the way that you gain XP is probably only through the collection of things. Because we can see with the tooltip, house XP is earned by completing endeavors tasks, and collecting the core of uncommon or better rarity for the very first time. Since okay, you can barely read the tooltip, but since endeavors are not expected to be a thing during early access, collecting items is pretty much it. So, if I make a neighborhood with all my alt guilds, that won't quite work. So yeah, it's not really gonna work like that. So like alt guilds and banker guilds would break something when what you get. Not quite sure what you're trying to get at, Terabans, but like the long and short of it is you get one house for the Horde if you want to build on the Horde neighborhood, one house for the Alliance. All of your characters can go into those houses. Now when it comes to like guild neighborhoods, if you want to make a guild neighborhood by yourself, that's not going to be a thing. Might be excluded since exterior customization is excluded from early access anyways. I don't know. Will it be? No idea. That would suck though. I think that would be I don't think that would be a good idea for them to not allow any external customization. Because we did the PTR, people were able to do stuff. Maybe the budget will be like super low, and all that, but being able to like, yeah, having early access and being able to collect the core, but not be able to do anything with it at all, that would be pretty doo-doo. I know that they had said that they're restricting lighting right now while they work some stuff out, and they might not be able to work stuff out until into early access, or it might not be a thing until the actual launch. So I can see them restricting certain things, but I don't quite see them just like nixing it. I think, I don't know what to think. Like I said, it could go either way, so I'm not sure. And of course, just in case, if you have questions about housing, I can probably answer a lot of them. Not all of them, but I can try to answer as much as I can. And a lot of what I'll say are like going to be non-answers too, because we just don't. There's just a lot of stuff we don't know. What else was going on here? The new zone is tested. See, it's funny. Like this. This testing cycle is weird because like I'm very much motivated by the usual things, professions, and in this case housing. But like the other features, I'm like, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it maybe. I haven't gone into a delve. I don't know what's going on in delves at all. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm probably gonna wait. I'll probably wait until like beta. Once things hit beta. Then there's going to be a lot more stuff to learn, like notably with the profession stuff. So let me take a look at some of these actually. Both of these guys, I think they have levels. Yeah, let's go there. Was there Mass Effect? Yes, it was on the list. Can people buy housing decor items without farming the lumber that's soulbound? Yes. So I don't know if you got into the playtest, Koza, but when you're in the neighborhood, there's a bunch of vendors that you can just buy stuff. So those are the common things that they're talking about. So you don't get XP from that, but you can buy it, and it just costs gold. That's it. Can't people buy housing decor items without farming lumber? Yeah. So you can get the basics started, no problem. No problem. Like if you want to never engage with some of the rare stuff or profession stuff, you don't have to. It's not a big deal. Wanted to look at my professions. Okay, so herbalism stuff. I don't think there was anything new that we learned from here. Let me see the specializations. I don't think this has changed at all. I have a feeling that gathering stuff is just done. Because it's really straightforward. Really straightforward. There was nothing like new or revolutionary added, like, oh my god, now you can do remote gathering. You can send your pets out to get... No, nothing like that. Oh, let me take a look at crafting orders, actually. That might be a big deal. I need a little soul to pop... No, that song sucked. Sorry. That song sucked. Maybe a soul golden. Maybe that would work. Yeah. Lumber specific to profession decor. Yes. That is correct. Now, there is quite a few decor that you might care about. But there's a lot that you might not. But I do feel like there's going to be like an initial like rush to get everything for the sake of those +1s and the XP that you get out of it. You know, from the looks of it, seeing the decor budgets go up the way that they have been, it feels kind of generous. But at the same time, I'm wondering, like, you know, where does it peak at? People got teased at the whole 10,000 budget, and so obviously people are gonna be like, well, I want to have a 10,000. You know, eventually I'll want a budget of 10,000 items or whatever. It's probably not going to be that exactly. Especially because now that we have like values assigned to some of these items, it might not work out that way. All right, so let's see. Do we have decor? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Oh, baby. This is it. This is what people have been... This is what I've been looking for, baby. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Oh, this market's gonna be lit. This market will be lit. All right. I need to tweak stuff. All right. Yes. Yay! Yay to the world! Wait, why am I moving stuff? Here, let me put this in here. So that's a huge update. Let's take a closer look at this though. So, so public order, cool. Something you must provide this reagent. This reagent will be provided by the crafter. I'm sure I can like right click and just add this myself though. But I must provide that, and I'm guessing I need to provide that too. Now it doesn't say you must provide that, which means I can optionally not provide it. So I need to test this out. Let's see. I just need... Okay, so let's see, what can I make again? Everything. Everything's on here. A lot of things are on here. So I'm just... So hopefully this will be, like, sorted out a little bit. I just need to... Yeah, I just need to find some lumber to grab. Cool. Let's do that. Lumber's warband, so you probably can't provide it yourself. I think I will be. So we're going to try that out. We're going to see if I can. Dude straight up tells me, I'm not gonna tell you. So yeah, we're not gonna know about another housing stress test. So just make noise, you know, just make a lot of noise. If you want another housing playtest. Come on, Blizz, don't you want the info? Precious, precious data. Yeah. And I'm doing a roulette. We'll craft for cheap and make all the crafters jelly like they did on Area 52, and they'll report them until they get banned. It happens a lot on Area 52, and they'll brag about it and trade. Okay. Yeah, we'll see what... I'm just going to get like 30 lumber from somewhere and figure it out. I just forgot that this dude's in freaking the maw. Damn it. So, yeah. Load times, they're gonna suck. You want a lava floor? That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Magma. Magma. But yeah, for the work orders, if you, well, let me learn. Let me figure this out, and then we'll talk or talk smack. You know what? I shouldn't be using this character anyway. I should just be on like whatever fuck character I can just get on. Oh, shoot. Can all my characters gather? Actually? Crap. That means I think I need to use a certain character to do it. Crap. Well, let's see. Early access equals lumberjack times. Yeah. Alright, so let me see if I can gather, because that'll be annoying if I can't. Oh, cool. It is a warbound thing. Yay! Gather, gather. And let's see if wood chopping has changed at all. Is it still just one? It's still just one. All right, homies. Lock in. Then you just need the axe. I don't need... Yeah, okay, this happens to be the character that I use for this, yeah. So, do I have lumber? Okay, so I have some ironwood lumber. So I'll just gather some here. $30 should be good. That should be more than enough for like any of the recipes. I just don't remember off the top of my head. So the question that I'm seeking an answer for is, when it comes to doing crafting orders for furniture, for decor, is it a question of, do I have to provide it? Or is it, can I provide it? You know, can I opt to pay the crafter extra monies so that they use their warbound stuff instead of me sending my stuff over? Because the concern that I've been bringing up is, you know, if crafting orders weren't a thing, then it's going to be like a huge stress on the crafter, who would be basically unable to fulfill crafting orders because there's no way they'll be able to reasonably farm up enough lumber of their own lumber to meet the demand of players who just want stuff. But if crafting orders are a thing and players can provide their own lumber, then that means we'll have more or less a more stable market of people just like wanting stuff and people asking for things via crafting order, or just wanting things out of demand, as opposed to, oh boy, let me go around and farm up as much lumber as I can and then make a couple of things and hope that it sells. That's a poopy feeling, I think. So my guesstimation is that, you know, as this person, I'm going to pretend I'm the client, I should be able to provide lumber that I have on me. And if so, that's a win. That's a huge, huge win. Now the question is this going to be is this region-wide, server-wide? We do have the capability of like kind of like double checking if that is in fact a thing. So we'll see. It'd be like the purchase of providing sparks. Yeah, it'd be kind of like that. But in this case, it's just the core. You know, it's not player power. So the game is different. The whole approach. It's, you know, much more accessible. It's not as it doesn't have to be as strict. Most crafting rows require you to provide soulbound reagents. I think it would be weird for Warbound to be optional. Would it be weird? I don't think it'd be that weird. I think it's mostly the convenience of, like, I wouldn't feel so great if I had to switch to a certain character just for lumber. That would feel lame. I wouldn't like that. It'd be tantamount to having to need like a certain profession in order to chop lumber, which is not what's happening here. Anyone can get lumber, and chances are, if there are enhancements to how lumber is gathered, because this is slow, this is very, very slow. I'm hoping that whatever enhancements there are, they're just shared across the warband. So, is there lumber tools like other professions? Not certain yet. It doesn't look like there's been any updates to how lumber is gathered, except for the lumber nodes to be there's like not a lot. Before, when they first introduced us, there was like lumber all over the place. Like every node was activated, but that's kind of typical for in development stuff, where they just activate every node and it stays up, or the refresh rate is like super, super short. But in this case, you know, it's gonna be easy to find lumber. Just find a spot and just go. Things obviously I can't test out right now are like, okay, so what's the despawn rate of lumber? Is it entirely personal? Can we steal from each other like we can with like mining and herbalism nodes? I don't know. So, what's up, Siren? Or Siren? Or, you know, whatever. It sounds like it's going to be a Blizz shop thing. What? Where did that come from? How does this translate into a shop thing? Unless you're trying to say, oh, if I want to buy lumber, I could just go buy some on the shop or something like that. I doubt it. It sounds weird to say, but Blizzard is not very good at that sort of scummy monetization. They'll take your time, right? They'll time gate stuff, they'll delay things, yada yada yada. But as for like trying to nickel and dime, they're not very good at it. Or, you know, they're not as aggressive as they can be. I don't have wood to knock on. Crap. Someone at Blizzard's like holding a beer. On the PTR, I was able to get lumber from a tree that another person had already cut. Of course, I know it can change. Yeah, we'll have to see. It's hard to tell. So, okay, let me just get a nice even 30 just to make sure. And then it's just going to be a simple matter of I'm going to put in a crafting order. And then I'm going to jump on each of the alpha servers and see what happens. So, I did test this on the PTR, but not on the alpha. Like, how are the servers linked together? Because I don't know that yet. I don't know if they're coalesced together or if they're considered separate servers. So what I'm going to test is, you know, I'm going to put it in a crafting order, and then I'm just going to jump onto other servers and see if it shows up elsewhere. And if it does, cool. There is some sort of, there might be some sort of okay, it'd be hard to tell, but we're gonna test. We're gonna test. We're gonna see if this works. So let's go back home, and I gotta go to a crafting order person. Microsoft can push them in that direction. They can, but then I think there's a pretty safe argument where Blizzard can be like, you know, if we do that, they're going, you know, people will disengage, and then we'll make less money. You know, because, you know, unlike some other games, Blizzard or WoW is a subscription game. You know, if they introduce monetization options, there's the question of, okay, will people engage or not engage? But in this case, if people choose to really disengage or get turned off, then they lose like sub money too. So there's kind of a careful balance to strike. I'll know bean counter though. So, and even then, like, it's not like the Blizzard devs necessarily decide that. It's more like the bean counters that are like, okay, you got to do it like this now. Run. So, all right, so let's go to crafting order land, which should still be right here. And then we'll put in an order with whatever I have. And hopefully I'll know what works. So iron, can I just type in ironwood? Nope. I gotta find the recipe where this works. This is gonna be, it'd be great if this was organized, but it's not. How about Razorwind? Nope. Wait, interesting. Silverleaf, sun. Okay, so something that I noticed is that recipes, excuse me, recipes related to midnight don't use wood, but other things do. So maybe that's meant to be like a legacy kind of thing. Okay, this is gonna fucking suck. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, here we go. The website will help me. That's why this website's gonna be dope. Or that's why it is like awesome. So browse the core. What's this wood called? This wood is called iron wood. Let's see. Something crafting. Filtered by profession. Let's just go with blacksmithing. And oh, can I please tell me I can like sort this a little bit more once? Cool. Banger. Okay, so oh, it says I have to provide these. I have to provide these, but I don't need to provide this. Shoot. I don't have them. Yeah, I can't do any more character copies, so I can't do this, unfortunately. God damn it. But seeing this might be enough. It just sucks that I can't put in an order. I can put in a personal order, but then that's not going to help me. Did I see the Datamine release date? I've seen multiple Datamine release date for what? The last I heard was like February 20 something or other. Okay, how can I do this then? Yeah, because as far as I know, personal orders don't work cross-server. I want to put in a public order. But there's no way I'm going to have the materials to do all this stuff. Because a lot of these materials, they ask for like high-level stuff. And even then, oh shucks, even then I might not be able to see those orders anyway. Darn. So the best information that I can give at the moment is so if I do a personal order, and where'd my mouse cursor go? No, I don't want to destroy that stuff. Okay, so provide. So it doesn't give me the option, right? This region will be provided by the crafter. So at the moment, it does want to, it does say that you do need, it does say that the crafter needs to provide it. That sucks. I hope this changes, because, yeah, that's not going to do. Anyway, a Wowhead link. Is the core BOP? No. Okay, possible midnight release date. Day in mind with new world events. So currently we have no indication. No, I don't know, but typically expansion launches are preceded by a 4 to 6 week patch period. So March 10th. Okay. Cool. That's about, yeah, that's about in line with what the predictors have been saying. Haha, told you. Yeah, so at the moment, this sucks. Yeah, at the moment, this sucks. Let's see if tweets have pointed that out yet. Not yet. Okay. Yeah, this won't work. This'll be pretty shitty. As is. Now, is it possible? Now, I guess right now the thing that the tech or the technicality that isn't set in place yet is to provide a warbound material to the crafter. If they can hook that in, that'd be a fix. Otherwise, what we're likely to see is, as the crafter, they're going to go in and they're going to see a whole bunch of orders and they'll be like, I do not have the lumber for this. And they're going to only take up orders that are like worth it for them. But there's no way to really communicate that. There's no way for the crafter to communicate that directly to a player, unless they would like whisper them, of course. But otherwise, there's no facility for it. But of course, it would be a bit heavy-handed if essentially the whole thing with a crafter would basically just it'd be a click simulator. Like if everyone did provide all their materials each and every time, then it would feel very rewarding for the crafters who put in the time to learn the recipes and level up their crafting and all that stuff. But it would also be maybe a bit too accessible. The only way to control that, though, would be with the crafting, with the limits on crafting orders that you can fulfill. So if you can only fulfill like 3 or 4 a day or something like that, that would basically be okay, because one person wouldn't be able to like dominate. So the crafter will have to put in the work and the players will have to compensate accordingly. Sounds fine. Yeah, but there's no way to communicate that unless the crafter reaches out to that person whose order it's like, yeah, there's no direct way to, again, to communicate that to the player, unless, you reached out and then did a personal order. So public orders would work, but then there would be a lot of orders that would just be left unfulfilled because people would be like, 10 gold for that? No. So the players on that particular server or market, they would need to just kind of like do some guesswork. So I like to farm lumber for sale. Oh, that would be I think that would be pretty bad. If they made lumber into a bind on, if they didn't make it warbound or soulbound or something like that, the lumber market would immediately collapse. Immediately. You know, between players and bots and players and bots and more bots, there would be an overabundance of lumber, like hella fast. Hella fast. And that wouldn't work out. You know, that market would only last for a little bit, and then, you know, the efforts towards farming lumber would just die out. Super, you know, like nothing. I think the ideal solution would be to, I think they should provide the option of being able to send our own lumber for that. Because it just puts too much stress on the crafter. They'll be too busy getting lumber to like do anything else. It'll be, yeah, I guess it'll be, I think it'll be bottlenecked a bit too much. But we'll see what they decide. I'll give my takes on the weekly. I'll be like, okay, this is a good stat, but here's my take on it. Here's what I think is going on. And no housing still. I don't think it's going to be testable yet still. I'm just hoping against hope here. Nope. I'm denied. Okay. Oh, let me double check if what's it called? The crafting vendors are there. If crafting vendors are around, then I can at least then I can do a lot more profession testing. But I have a feeling we're not going to see that until we enter beta, or maybe next week when they do. I think next week, the next phase is when, you know, we're doing max level stuff, including profession sparks. So I think at that point they'll have done a pass on high level professions, because at a glance I didn't see like recipes working still. So I don't think I'll see vendors there yet. Nope, no vendors. Okay. I'm gonna pop back on to the remix. Yeah, I tried to put in a little bit of time, but I missed out on the guild runs yesterday. I think they probably had some guild runs going on. Saw some things tagged as shop on the WoW database site, like the Cherry Blossom window. Oh yeah, no doubt there's going to be some items that are on the in-game shop that they made no illusions, right? They said, oh yeah, we're gonna sell stuff all over the place, including the shop. Sure. I'm sure we're gonna see a Twitch drop for decor. They did say that at least early on they're not going to do decor on the trading post, but we'll eventually see stuff on the trading post. So, like with housing, it's like they're trying to pretend it's been here. It's already been here forever. Come on, guys. Hello. Yeah, they're gonna come at it from every orifice, pooping it out. 100%. Hope we get more Death Knight and Torghast stuff. I'm pretty sure we're going to see things in the form of endeavors. That I think is going to be like the main spigot at which we will see different kinds of themed decor. Like I was trying to emphasize, like the things that we've been seeing on the database website. It's very cool and everything, but there's no guarantee, nothing like that it's going to make it for early access or launch or even early launch. It might come out like many months later, because it might come out in the form of an endeavor that we might not see right away. So kind of sucks, but I think that is something to expect. Okay, these are all raids and stuff. I want to do like easy shit. Give me, yeah, here we go. Any enemies? I like that. This doubles up really good. Spell runner stuff. That's nice and easy. And what's the last one? Emerald Nightmare Heroic? Heroic, whatever. Sure. So I feel I've done most. Let's see, what am I still missing? I'm still missing things that just give me quests. Because I did the insurrection campaign. Like that's all done. So like, yo, where's the content? And then I'm my weapon is at 740, so I'm pretty much there, right? I'm really getting there. I just that not all my gear is 740, but we'll get there eventually. Why is my chat so far behind? Talk to YouTube. I don't know. Talking about orifices? Absolutely. I have so many quests there. I feel like I spent most of my remix time questing. It's a lot. I'd say most of my time has been questing. Like the carries that I've been part of, I didn't do too many of those. Oh, they're so close together. Notices, Arcwine. Oh, that's a lot. Oh well. We're doing the world boss though. Oh, which means I gotta turn off heroic mode. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, sorry to YouTube folks that the chat is just like, I don't know, like that's stream lag for you. But Twitch seems to be working fine. Like if I were to, if I tell chat right now, hey, say hello right now, chat, and then we'll see like how many seconds it takes. That'll give an idea, kind of an idea of what the delay is. So that was like less than 10 seconds, for people to come in and like say hi. But as for YouTube, we'll see what happens. We'll see how long it takes to see someone from YouTube say hi. It's kind of, yeah, but that's just how it goes. So that wasn't so bad. That was like 15, 20 seconds. All right. So that's where you're at. That is, that's the joy of stream delay. Oh boy. Thank you for the test, guys. You moved over to Twitch? Yeah, there you go. We can and should, you know, call out Twitch for all the rotten things that happen, but it's still the platform. Like I'm not, it's here, right? Like I'm not feeling it with, I was gonna say dick. I'm not feeling it with the whole Kick platform. I only hear bad things about it. I don't hear anything good about Kick. And I don't know if I want to, you know, also try to push my bandwidth or whatever, and try to do like what Twitter and TikTok as well. That's kind of a lot. I don't even think I can stream on Twitter. I think I need to use their YouTube Premium thing to do it, which is like not YouTube Premium, their Twitter Blue thing, which is like the dumbest thing. It's like, yo, if I'm streaming on there, or if I have to pay to stream on here, that's not good. That's kind of senseless, dude. Oh, but Twitch shocks dogs for views. That's a person. Well, I mean, fuck that, dude. Hurting puppies? No way, man. I saw a little bit of the story and I disengaged real quick because I'm like, hurt puppies, no. But I'm like, I don't watch this dude anyway, so whatever. Not a big deal. Change the channel. That's my power as a viewer, but I don't watch a lot of people anyway. I should check guild invites? Okay. Ah! Okay, I would if I... Okay, there's an actual mechanic that I should be avoiding, and I'm not. That's right. So what is it called? It's a thing on the ground, I'm pretty sure. But I don't... I'm failing to see it. So. Refresh your YouTube and fix it. Usually, like when you're on YouTube, there should be like the forward button that'll like take you to like the most live instance, and then the delay should be fixed considerably. Is it Sea Dog Scuttle? No, it's not that. There's like something that I stand in that causes a disorient effect. I remember this because I remember like being a total screw up back when this was live. I just don't remember. Sad song. Oh well. It's all made up Reddit conspiracy anyway. Oh, is it made up? Was that whole dog thing made up? Finally achieved 740? Nice. Now you're trying to get speed in every piece. Yeah, I guess it is more important to get like the to get your favorite tertiaries as opposed to your favorite secondaries, because maybe your DPS wouldn't be all that different. I don't know. But I hear people mostly talking up like, hey, get the right tertiaries. That's going to be the thing that feels most effective. So. Yeah, we did it. Almost did it. There we go. Hey, the achievement actually, oh, I'm sorry, the world quest actually fired off. That's different. Oh, we can do all these too? Shoot, they're all up. Might as well. And you seen old comments like 20 minutes later? No, I'm seeing them. I don't read everything. A new add-on blue post. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, let's take a look. So here we go. I don't know if this is record worthy, but I'll just start the thing anyway. Okay, is this one of those hear ye blue posts? Let's find out. How Midnight's upcoming game changes will impact combat add-ons. I mean, we've seen blue posts, but I guess this is like the first, like, one of the first officially posts that we're seeing. So let's take a look at this together, because it's not a short post. Let's see. Across the World of Warcraft development team, we've been closely following community discussions about the upcoming game changes in the Midnight expansion and their impact on some combat-focused add-ons. As we approach the end of the first month of our Midnight Alpha test, we'd like to reflect on the conversation so far, clarify aspects of our implementation, and share a preview of some upcoming user interface development improvements. We began our alpha with the most restrictive version of our logic in place, ensuring that we were fully addressing add-ons' ability to provide an in-combat competitive advantage. But we did so with the expectation that feedback from players and from add-on developers would help us guide us towards the areas where best serving our community meant loosening some of our API restrictions, adding new base functionality to shore up gaps, and or providing new tools for add-on developers to allow them to build effectively in this new environment. The process has been unfolding over the past few weeks, and we're deeply grateful for all the feedback that has shaped our priorities. These improvements will continue as we move towards beta and testing our in-game content, aided by insights from an expanding pool of testers. It all sounds typical so far. While we've been sharing detailed technical updates directly with add-on developers, we haven't always given the broader player base a clear sense of what changes to expect with Midnight. As a result, we've seen some players alarmed at the prospect of losing add-on functionality that we expect to be entirely preserved in Midnight. So we want to offer a clear understanding of what is and isn't currently planned to change, aka like they see the doomer talk, they see the clickbait thumbnails, and they're tired of it, so now they want to try and clarify things, but the dooming will continue. Development notes, add-on and user interface changes are in active development, and we'll continue to see major changes and iteration throughout Midnight beta testing. All information provided is subject to change. Okay, the power of the customize. The main goal of the changes coming with Midnight is straightforward. Add-ons should not be able to automate combat decisions for the player. That's been mega true. They've been saying that forever. Now, combat is an important distinction here, as we've done our best to avoid interfering with access to non-combat information. Furthermore, add-ons should retain their ability to customize how information is presented to the player. Pause real quick. Like that's been a lot of what some of the initial friction has been with commentators and even myself too, because they've been trying to describe like, hey, they want to restrict like the whole logic-based add-ons that do the thinking for players. Like for example, they want to make it so if you see a pack of mobs in a dungeon, they don't want to um, they don't want to have a special nameplate color for the mob that you need to be killing. And they don't want to change the nameplate necessarily because the mob is doing like some sort of cast. They're going to restrict that, but they still want to let people change the font or things like that. So that's kind of what they're doing. But in the process of doing that, they broke all that functionality too, and now they're just kind of going back and restoring some of those abilities to make adjustments in part of add-ons. Not just what they do with the in-game tools or the in-game UI, but with add-ons being able to control some of that stuff. Anyway, sorry. At midnight, add-ons will continue to be capable of providing many of the features and customizations players have long enjoyed. This includes adjusting the look of almost everything you see in the user interface, such as raid frames, nameplates, action bars, panels, font, and art. Add-ons will also be able to present combat information to the player in ways that differ from our base UI. Let's use the new boss warning UI coming at midnight as an example. So like, ooh, it's the slider. Oh, it's horizontal now. I could have sworn that when we first saw it, it was like a vertical thing, right? So there's a thing, and then boing, the thing happens. Okay, good. This new UI presents the player with a timeline view of upcoming boss abilities. Add-ons will be able to take the information provided and choose a different way of displaying it, such as a stack of countdown bars. They can also change how the timeline looks to help with an accessibility need or for a personal aesthetic preference. Add-ons can even add their own custom events to the timeline, such as break timers. As another example of Midnight add-on functionality, let's take a look at important casts and nameplates. At Midnight, our base nameplates, show the player when an enemy is casting an important spell by making it brighter and playing a flash animation around it. Add-ons will be able to adjust the appearance of that, quote, important cast state, such as making the cast bar larger or giving it a different animation to suit individual preferences. So this is like the default thing, and then add-on creators should be able to do a little bit more of that. Maybe. Overall, you can think of it this way. If the UI displays a piece of combat information, add-ons will, in most cases, be able to present that information to you in a different way. However, add-ons will no longer be able to use the combat information to drive custom logic or to make decisions for you. So let me read this last part. We're actively working with add-on developers to address any issues they're facing with the new APIs and to give them the maximum amount of customization possible while still meeting our goals. So I guess here's another example, and I'm hoping I get this right. So with I guess when this kind of cast happens, hey, important cast, it's going to let you present the information kind of differently, but it's not going to, I think it's not going to just straight up tell you, or you can't use an add-on to customize it to tell you, hey, this person needs to kick it, or it assigns this person to do the kick, something like that. That's what it's sounding like. Continued focus on accessibility. As part of our continued support for text-to-speech stuff, we're working on the addition of a new feature in Midnight to provide combat audio alerts. The system will allow players to turn on TTS alerts for various important combat events. Some examples include the ability to announce when combat begins and ends, to announce your health and resources at regular intervals, to play sounds when you gain or lose a secondary resource, and to announce your target's name and health, and more. There will also be options to choose voice, speed, and volume settings. These options will appear in the user interface under the accessibility section. Something that would be nice though is if I can change the voice to be like instead of the thing the thing that's provided by WoW, provided by Windows. If people really want to do their own, not exactly their own sound alerts, I think that's going to be restricted. But if they can just choose a different voice, that would be kind of nice too. So, healing and raid frames. Over the past weeks, we've heard clear feedback from healers about limitations in our default raid frames. While add-ons will still be able to significantly customize the look and feel of these frames at midnight, we're working on improvements to help address some of the issues players have been relying on add-ons to solve. We're adding a setting allowing players to choose from 3 different layouts for the information shown in each player frame. The existing layouts will still be the default, but we're adding 2 additional configurations inspired by popular add-on offerings. For dispels, magic, poison, curse, or disease, we're making them bolder on the frame so they're easier to notice, along with color and border visualizations. So here's kind of an example of so what are we seeing here? So we're seeing HOTS all over the place. Trank is going. Major cooldown happens to be going there. Dispellable debuffs are like there. So I guess they're differentiating like where no, that's kind of how it is now, where you see like debuffs that you can dispel or whatnot. And I'm not quite seeing what they're talking about. I guess they're little here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like this I'm seeing this right here, this highlight, which is kind of helpful too, maybe. But I'm not a healer, so I'll let others give their takes on that. We're also adding support to display when a player has a major defensive or a similar ability active. We'll also make role-specific debuffs like tank swaps larger, so players who are playing that role can know they need to pay special attention to them. Again, add-ons will still be able to reskin raid frames or create totally custom raid frames for those who prefer that. And I think, obviously Blizzard's not going to show examples of other add-ons that are doing it. But things like, I know that things like the tank stuff. Oh, are there tanks? Okay, so there's the tank thing. That's cool. That's actually kind of a helpful thing. As for what this certain debuff symbolizes, maybe that's like, okay, this is the kind of debuff it is. So this is like a poison. Hey, cleanse poison. And then this is the actual icon for the for the debuff, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that helps a little bit. That helps a little bit. No, there are things that that's maybe this isn't the best example that's being shown here, but like I'm hoping that it'll show like stacks that are there too, so we can tell like, okay, like this person has a certain debuff and they're like we should be cleansing out a certain number of stacks. So I expect that to be shown up too. It just doesn't. It's just not visible here. So. Let's see, without blacklisting and whitelisting buffs and debuffs, it's still wasting our time. I mean, at the moment it's just well, again, not a healer, so I guess the information that I happen to see, because I just use the default raid frames, I see everything that I need to see. The one exception would be like the tank busters or whatever, like those aren't very prominent for me. But that's something that healers don't really need to worry about necessarily. That's just a tank thing. But yeah, if it will hopefully be cool if add-ons can customize what you see and don't see. Now, I think no, I'm going to stop there. The road to midnight. All the forthcoming changes and iterations on these topics will be testable in future builds. We hope this has helped to provide clarity. While they will no longer be able to analyze real-time combat information, add-ons will continue to be an important part of WoW. We're excited to make some improvements, and we'll continue to iterate, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so cool. Yeah, so the expectation that I have in the case of what that person has just said is that, okay, I don't want to see Trank. That's not important. I know it's going off. Everyone's getting it. Yeah, cool. Go us. But as for, certain other things, like, hey, I at least want to see your rejuice. Maybe I don't care to see regrowths. Whatever. Not a big deal. This one's kind of interesting because we're seeing like a major healing cooldown that's being used. So that way it kind of helps to communicate to other monk healers that, hey, that thing's going off. Don't double it up, or maybe double it up. Or to other healers, okay, maybe you don't need to use pain sub on that person. Now, I also wonder, like, now by default, or with default frames, I don't know necessarily when someone's using a big external on me. So if someone's using um, blessing of, so if I'm not seeing an external cooldown or reduction that's coming from another player, I don't necessarily notice myself. Um, maybe that's not important, but it's information that's I otherwise am not really presented right away. Um, I'm sure I know we can do it right now, but is that important? I don't know. So uh, that's kind of it. So I know they're still going to continue to be doing until, well, forever. It's still going to be a thing, but I think the main takeaway that we're trying to get here is just them trying to clarify what is and isn't being taken away. Of course, at the start of this, I, I think most folks that are, fairly familiar in game dev understand that they need to start off like really heavy-handed, and this is kind of what we get when we get this whole transparency of in development stuff. They're going to start strong, and then they're going to start like chipping away, polishing, things like that. And it's going to be an ongoing process. I think we have seen in a recent hotfix, there was like some stuff that was done with the cooldown manager, which is cool. I forget what it was, but it kind of speaks to some of the aggressive nature of what Blizzard's going to be doing. Because one of my fears about them taking over a lot of these add-ons, for example, the damage meter thing, which still isn't testable, I don't think. One of my fears is if they need to do a major change, they may not be able to hotfix it in. But if they can do that, if their development process allows them to do, again, more aggressive updates to add-ons because, hey, a feature's missing or something broke or something like that, and they don't have to wait for a whole ass patch to do it, that would be a big improvement. And that's something that players 100% expect because that's what we get with add-ons. We can immediately give feedback to the developer or the developer team, talk our smack, hopefully get some fixes in, or at least get like some responses for them. We probably won't get that kind of same treatment here, but if it's moving in that direction, I think that's a plus. And those are my takes. And that's work. So should I put that out? Something Blizzard responds. Blizzard responds, putting the Doomers in their place. That's bait. That would be good bait. But yeah, that'd be very uncharacteristic of me. So, you know how Holy Pallies have to now choose between Divine Toll and Holy Prism? I don't. I have not looked at Holy Paladin changes yet. To me, it's not even a choice. Divine Toll, 100%, baby. 100%. Rip decursive. Yeah, so something like that might just go away. Quote, they're listening. No, I think Blizzard Responds is more in character for me. But as for like the subtext, Blizzard lays the smackdown on blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, this is a working stream. Let's put this out. I'm like, good enough. Good enough. But it's all Secret Valley. How will add-ons help you with that? Not sure. Yeah, I'm not the expert. It's been the developer for DBM who's been doing a lot of talk about. He's been doing a good chunk of the commentary on the add-on updates. Good idea. But I totally closed WoW, so I will 100% forget about the roulette. You almost have the cap for XP? XP? Cool. Blizzard swats the Doomers. I guess using the word Doomer, that kind of walks the line for me. We'll see. We'll see what I end up deciding. We'll see what I end up. Actually, I don't need that one there just in case. Mute. Oh, XP bonuses. Got it. Dude, that's a lot. I mean, well, okay, alts playing with alts help because you get like those additional like bigger bonuses, but otherwise that's a lot of it's a lot of dailies. That's a lot of Eternus dailies. Well done. 343. Okay, 343. So you still got a little ways to go. And you're 5 to 6 all steep. Nice. Yeah, yesterday I ended up just kind of like hanging in Mechagon. I was farming up boxes. And I'm probably gonna do that again today here on stream. Once I wrap up some of the once I wrap up this and do the finish up my remix stuff, I'm back in Mechagon, farming up spare crates. I made a mashup of the Headless Horseman's gear and that Fell Commander gear from Remix. It's all sorta glowy. Yeah, I was doing the what was I sporting? I took all the different colors from the remix so far, and I just like did kind of like a rando rainbow color thing to it. It's cute, sort of. All right, that sounds good so far. All right. This kind of reminds me that next, it's still going to be a bit. It's already, I forgot it's Thursday already. Damn. Um, so, next Saturday is the 1st. So next week we're going to enter like the final surge thingamajigger. Yeah, we'll do final surge stuff, and then we'll be entering November. What are we gonna get? I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, month has been going fairly fast. I appreciate that. It's been going fairly fast. Do you think Pizza will bring out more trials of housing? Do you think one and done is what we're gonna get? I think there's not a lot of time left. Like there's only really like a month left, 1 full month left until we get to it. I tried asking the dev and they were like, haha, yeah, thanks for asking. So, yeah, I'm not, if it comes, it comes. I don't know. I appreciate them at least responding. And they responded fast too. They're just like, you silly bitch. We're not telling you anything. Where's my thing? There we go. Reactata reacts. Reacts. There we go. What'd you think of the boss timeline thing they showed in the article? It's fine. I'm not fond of it. I prefer the bars. So I'm glad the DBM dude didn't give up because I'm gonna be counting on his ass to give me like timeline bar things. So yeah. Like I remember there were some earlier add-ons that did this sort of style, and some people like it, and that's cool. For me, this is unusable because I'm like, icons? No, that's not gonna work, dude. Yeah, because remember, I'm a big fan of the bag add-on sorted because I'm like, I'm not gonna remember what all these icons mean, dude. I don't want to do the whole mouse over and one. I just want to see the information. So for that reason, I want it to be just bars. Yeah, so DBM will just reskin it just fine. and that's cool. Now, what DBM won't be able to do is assign people to targets. Like that's not going to be a thing. We probably DBM probably also won't be able to um, tell you what can and can't be displayed. I don't think that's going to be a thing either. So, so yeah, unless Blizzard gives controls for that somehow. I like it as you can scroll over to see the info. I could care less. I don't have DBM displaying bars I could see. Yeah, no more rangefinder. I mean, I don't think I think thanks to how some of the UI improvements, not UI improvements, thanks to how some of the comment information has been displayed with the circles, the defining circles, and all that stuff, I think that's okay. You know, they've been doing that lately. That kind of like deprecated or it kind of made the rangefinder sort of obsolete in that sense. Actual name especially is especially useful for new players and people on the wall. Blizzard assumes we know what the icon means. Yeah, like when I do my semi-blind raids, I don't. I mean, I'll see the timelines and stuff. I just don't know what anything means, but I'll at least know the names of abilities. Like it would be that much. I'd be that much more blind if I just saw an icon. But like, oh look, the Frostbolt icon is happening. Here we go, guys. Frostbolt is happening. Ah! So doesn't it have its own range indicator? No, not that I know of. The closest thing is, you know, you select a target and then any spells that are out of range, then the icon turns red. And that's about it. So, all right. From what I saw, an add-on can set targets, but it would have to come from an action button. So someone assigned would need to mash the button to get the targets out. How would that work? Because that definitely tells me that the add-on is grabbing information. Yeah. So I like I just think of their approach is they don't want add-ons to let anything automatically happen in that sense. Can I use target markers for assignments? Maybe. Yeah. Hey, I don't have to worry about DBM automatically changing targets and stuff and having to rely on some other add-on or to configure DBM to not uh, change who's targeted for what. That's that'll be nice. I know I'm just too lazy to figure that out and configure it, but I still think of that as a plus. So I do also think like the markers should change. I really would like to see numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it could be that, it could be Roman numerals, whatever. But I would love to have something like that too, as a as an easy way to communicate that. But oh well, we've had what we had, and we worked with it too. So okay, Blizzard responds. Uh, what should the subtext be? Fucking up them haters. Right? Lamau. No, it's not going to do. What would I do for the image anyway? Let's do... I'll use some of these. So I wish I could throw up some simple things. Do you think there's going to be a whole world revamp after Last Titan? I can't wait, but I'm afraid Blizzard was just being lazy again. No, I don't. I don't think it's because they're being lazy either. Because imagine this. Imagine if after Last Titan, they revamped every zone. what will the next expansion be like? Will they have will they request every zone? I feel like that's an endeavor that's just not worth it. But no, I don't think they will, and I don't think they should. I'd rather see them do what they're doing and do like do piecemeal updates as the story directs us there. To me, that just makes more sense. Um, okay, so I was going to use. Okay, this is gonna be like way too multicolored, so I think I'd have to like do this, but then like really wash this out. Um, so it's gonna be like. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take out most of that color, blur this a little bit, and that might not be enough. They'd be like, "Oh my god, look at Saul and his woke thumbnail." Okay, so let me pull up some other things like that there. I'll put this there. I guess I could have my face be like, "Ah." Nah, that's lame. Okay, so the subtext. Addressing the biggest dem doomers. No. How can you put that fucking no, you definitely can't. You cannot do that. You'll get demonetized like quick, quick, quick. Um let's see. Hmm. Addressing the add-on concerns and dooming. Yeah. I let's put doomer in there. This thing still feels way busy. I think I'm gonna maybe I should just take out all the color from the background because that's it just seems like too much. Um, actually, that works, sort of. I'm the Star Tank based on all that logic. Yeah, I forgot what it was that made me circle. Yeah. Oh well. Uh, that's good. This is not going to be like a hit. This is going to be a hit video. But it is important to people. So she is cool. Who's cool? She's cool. I just think Blizzard's new race are so lazy. It's just a reskin. I mean, how should Earthen look? Should they be like, giant honking looking, four-legged dwarf hybrid things? Because that'd be a new skin. Hey. Um, and Blizzard did respond to that whole, hey, is it just us being lazy? And their answer was basically, yeah. It's it's a lot of work. They said if they wanted to make like a very unique model, because that would exponentially increase their workload when it comes to making new armor and other such things, because they have to address um, everything from the past and then everything in the future, and that's just a lot. Um, You know, so is it worth making Earthen look a little bit different? And their answer was, not really. All right. Mm, Blizzard. Temps. No, clarifies what their um, add-on UI UX Let's see, where is the article? I lost it. All right. Intent with no, I don't like it. I don't like the wording there. Their intent with function. Their intent with taking add-on functionality and providing their own tools while still giving add-on developers the ability to customize. Exclamation points. The article. No new cost is kind of shocking. If they don't bring a Tinker on or Bard on the next one, it's going to be outrage. Let them outrage, whatever. I'm not as they must do it because it's the law. I mean, it'll change things up. It'll make things interesting, but I'm still kind of It'll be nice, but yeah, I certainly didn't expect one for midnight. It wouldn't have felt right because I guess the way that midnight was being framed, it didn't feel like it should add something specific to void stuff. The whole void demon hunter thing, I think that fits okay, not good enough, but it's something. So spell check the thumbnail. Addressing the add-on concerns. Damn it. Buster. Thank you. But then if I left it in, it'd be engagement. What a world we live in where we could leave that stuff in for fun and profit. Did I have that thing in there? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Any awesome profit plans for midnight? Not so far. Like there was some, we did find out that there can be crafting orders done for decor, but I'm not quite sure if it's like done yet. Because it's like it's cool to have it, but it's also like not complete, maybe kind of sort of. Oh, is it looking funny? Okay, so that's the new thumbnail. Cool. Let's do a quick look and make sure this thing was all right. Oh, I talked for 15 minutes? Duh, that was long. It was a long post. Okay. All right, as usual, do me a favor. Hit the link. Like it. You can mute it if you want. Watch the whole thing through. Once it's done, click on another YouTube video. And then you can click on whatever you like. So feed that algorithm, baby. All right, so we're done here, I think. And I was doing remix stuff last I checked. Are they going to add a DPS meter? Yes. They are going to add a DPS meter. Dragonflight has Dragon Riding, War Within has Dells, Midnight has Housing. What evergreen content do you think War Within will have? Or you mean Last Titan? I don't know. I'm at the moment. Oh, I died. At the moment, I'm not sure. What could they add? I'd be loath to make it a requirement that they keep adding like a new feature, a new feature, a new feature each time. Because I would want what they are adding to continue maturing and improving. It's not a, yeah, I don't think it's a necessary thing that they must always provide something new. That would feel irresponsible to me. Like I would want to see, of course I want to see continuing improvements to like the features that come out. But I wouldn't want to see less work go into it in favor of something else because the players just demand it. I don't think that's good enough. And that's the wrong way. Genius. Follow the arrows, man. Follow the arrows. Video's private still? Fuck. I thought it changed it. All right. Now that should hopefully work. See, that's how I know someone clicked. I appreciate that. Yay. You don't have to do it. It just helps. All right. I at least want to be clear of that. I know it's not much, but I want a functional rune forge for Death Knights that you can place in your house or even a portable one. Having to go back to the place is kind of funny. I mean, I guess it's not so different from, hey, I got a new weapon, I got to re-enchant it and stuff. But but hey, at least Death Knights don't have to pay gold, but they do need to deal with having to go back. So there's that. Okay, is it here? Rolf Bone Snapper. Oh, wait, or is it above us? I have a feeling that he's like above me. And not in fact like here. Oh, no, I lied. Ah, let's go. It's not a waste of time. I guess, yeah, there's the question though. Would you rather pay for your enchants? What dungeon is this? Oh, it's not a dungeon. It's just a, it's that one island in Stormheim where you fight the world boss. This is just like, the cavern that leads to it. I don't pay for enchants. They're part of my guild. Wow. God, love that socialism. Never mind. Like, yeah, screw that. Guild pays for it. Okay, how would the guild leadership feel about having to expense more enchants? I'm cool with free enchant. Shoot, man, it's not like I changed my weapon that much. You know, I typically like for example, like I craft my weapon. So for the most part, unless there's a really badass weapon that's going to come out later on, I'm going to enchant it once and I'm good for the whole goddamn expansion. So I'm right and I have to rob my. You know what's funny is that I tell the guild bank will provide everything you need, and no one asks. No one says, "Hey, can I get some materials from the bank or something like that?" Nope. People just don't ask. Now, in fairness, the guild regularly drains the damn bank because of repairs and stuff, but still. Like the potions that are there that are provided, not a whole lot of people use them at all. They provide their own. Um, you know, I'm stingy about flasks and potions and whatnot because one person is mostly doing them, but otherwise people still bring their own stuff. I'm like, okay, sure. I don't respond timely. We're doing it before raid, so yeah. Mm. Oh, we just have crafters task for everything. Yeah, for the most part. Do, do, do. And that's the other thing. It's not. I don't do all the professions, so we gotta. You know, we need to rely on other people to be on for stuff. So it's not. It's not a question of. It's partially a question of like, hey, am I there to provide materials and whatnot? What add-on do I use to show the icons and numbers when I do damage? It's called nameplate scrolling combat text. Nameplate scrolling combat. Oh yeah, is there a emissary thing? Night Fallen. What do we got? There's Suramar. Oh that's easy. There's hella stuff. Cool. And I totally forgot what are my requirements here? So Black Rook hold completed on heroic or higher. So let's do that real quick. Black Rook hold. It's not worth the trouble. I mean, yeah, not everyone needs to do it, but otherwise, the whole conversation is, you know, paying for stuff or not. Considering swapping over profession wise to alchemy or inscription for dyes for the next expansion, I'm not so confident about dyes being that profitable. I mean, I have quite a few materials on me, but I'm just not confident about it so far. I have a feeling I'm gonna work up a bunch of alchemy alts. I still need to study up just um, what not thaumaturgy, what transmutes are going to do for us. But I have a pretty good feeling so far that transmute alts are going to be a good idea. Sort of. I am the healer. Come on, follow the healer. Let's go. In Remix, do you have to complete Suramar or entire campaign for the experience boosts? I don't think so. I don't remember seeing an XP boost for it, but I might be wrong. Uh, where do I go again? I always go in the wrong direction for this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, infinite knowledge is what you get for it. The XP stuff, not so much. Random question: do you hope to play WoW with your kids one day? No, I do not plan on having kids. Boom. Let's see. I'm concerned. If you haven't done the instruction part yet, you have to save your Suramar World Quest. There's a part early when you have to complete 10. It's not like it takes that long either. Like if you like, I didn't do them all in the first day. I just did them. I did the 10 over 2 days, so that worked out. Like it's not something to like stress over, but I would say like if you're interested in completing the campaign, zero in on that, and once you get around to it, do whatever world quest you can, do the rest for later, finish the campaign. I mean, it is a lot. There's a lot of questing overall, so you get lots of boxes easily. Okay, how come I can't heal this dude? Where they at? There they are. They're like super out of range. I was one short. Yeah, you were one short. I was a 3 short, I think. Because like I started, I'm like, okay, let me get around to this, and then I remembered, I'm like, oh, that's right. There's a thing where I gotta start up this whole rebellion thing, rile people up. Sure thing. I'm unsure if I want to play WoW anymore after seeing all the add-on changes. Add-ons were one of the reasons I played the game over others. I wait and see. I mean, if it doesn't work out, then cool, it doesn't work out. But it's going to be up to you if you want to quit based on the news or quit based on what is actually happening. So it's up to you. You have to do every zone on one character, or is it across the warband on the remix? If you're going for the achievements, no, you don't necessarily have to do all of them. But if you're trying to work on like, hey, I want to power up and make my character really strong and all that stuff, you might as well just work on the one character and do everything. If you don't care too much otherwise, then yeah, shouldn't be as big of a deal. Ah, no. Big fail. Big fail. Good news, I just want the transmog and alts. Yeah, you can relax. It's gonna be pretty darn accessible for you. Like I want appearances and stuff too. So, eventually I'm going to just be doing like the most efficient thing that I can think of for like quick bronze runs. And so I'll like do a couple until I feel bored or feel like doing something else and then move on. It's like I gotta carefully balance how I want to prepare for all the housing collection stuff. Like there's getting materials, there's doing achievements, like all sorts of little things to do. Okay, they're not even little things. Some of these things are actually pretty big. I want to see how bad it is before I pull the ripcord. I mean, it kind of depends on what sorts of needs you're looking for. Like the blog post that just came out, it does a little bit to help clarify, but I feel like there's going to, there is or there will continue to be folks that will just continue trash talking or, making presumptions, but they're not unfounded either. The fears are super legit. There is there's going to be concerns about people wanting like very, very minute customizations to their UI that probably won't be possible, and they're going to be tilted. Over half the complaints I see about add-ons are people who would be using add-ons as a crutch to play WoW. I think most of the attention that I'm looking at are the people who feel that add-ons like are a crutch, and by that I'm not talking about oh, I want to be able to do, keys and stuff, but more like the people who have like legit accessibility issues, who are like, okay, the color, being able to see colors and whatnot, it's hard and it's not something that the base UI can do, and add-ons might take this away, right? Those are the kinds of issues that I think are most pressing, where having the accessibility to change them might risk breaking other things, and that's where a lot of attention is going for Blizzard, I think. Mhm. So it's this different question of accessibility and how some people define that and redefine that. I think it needs to be like, in these conversations, people need to be like a bit more clear as to like what they're actually talking about. Well, I'm level my seven. Well, my weapon's at 740, so I'm getting there. I'm like almost done with my stuff. Decursive is exactly the kind of thing they don't like. Clicking on a button to auto dispel is brain dead. Yeah, yeah. So there's a clear line that Blizzard's trying to define, where it's like, where they basically been saying over and over and over again, we don't want things to be automated, right? And there's a very legit concern from folks that are talking about, okay, we get that, but in the process of doing that, there are benign things that are being broken, such as, being able to move information around. Those sorts of things need to be addressed. But then there's another crowd, again on this other side, that's saying, no, we need to have the exact same kind of customization that WeCore is allowed. I want, I am absolutely dependent on having nameplates that have, that don't even show me the name of the mob. It just says kick me or kill me first, or this is the bad mob. They need that. And in my opinion, I don't think they need that. I think they just need to remember what the name of some of these mobs are, um, because that, I think, is crossing the line. But people are dependent on that sort of functionality too. So there's this whole, oh shit, don't die. There's this whole spectrum of stuff going on here. Oh my god, does it really say that? It's a bit extreme of an example, but that's the kind of customization that people want. For example, with the nameplates. Only time I used the Wicro was when it was required to join a liquid split run for free gold. Oh, that's cool. That's like winning the lottery when you can get in on this. That's cool. I need to kill enemies. So okay, I'm gonna be lazy. Where's the flight point person? Flight point person. We're going to Suramar. I felt like a fraud calling it a disability. I can't differentiate between spells when they are very bright and similarly colored, so I don't always know if it's an enemy spell. Is it something our paladin is doing to simplify that one raid where everything was red and purple was a pain, and without a boss mod add-on, I would have died. I would have died on Raid Finder. The thing is, there's solutions to that don't require a weak aura to do it, and that's what Blizzard's trying to do. Create solutions where you're not dependent on a tool like that, because the tool left as uh, counter is a detriment to what their new philosophy is. So that's the thing. It's not like, so your spills like brings up a good point. But the answer to that is for them to improve on those parts of the game, not necessarily, oh, we need to have this sort of tool. It helps, but there's a distinction they're trying to make, and it's gonna be difficult for players to really understand that until it's actually in. They do not want automation in scripts, and that's reasonable. How does that correspond with different colors on a name or a nameplate? So the difference would be, um, by using something like Plater, it reads the mob information, tells you what that is, and gives you a different nameplate. That's kind of that falls under the umbrella of the I'm using an add-on to tell me what to do for me and to take the thinking out. So that's the line that it's crossing. Seems kind of weird, I know, but that's one of those examples of what they don't want to do or what they don't want to allow. So instead, what they want to do is, hey, they want to take like this enemy that's doing a cast, and they're going to get their own like sort of special cast bar instead. Boom, boom, boom. Is new build up? Yes. Have I checked the new visuals for Hammer of Wrath? I have not. I didn't notice actually. Let me take a look at that. All I was really noticing in my short time in the alpha build was I'm like, man, I don't like this Apex talent. This Apex talent sucks. It's really passive. It's passive, and yet it's like a random skill shot, and I'm a little annoyed by it. Look at the Fellowship. All add-ons are in the game, so if we can get the same in WoW, we won't miss the add-ons and whatnot. I just wish they gave us the option to shut off all effects that don't concern us. I don't need to see every spell. I agree there are solutions and workarounds for all that stuff, but how long will it take after midnight to release to get them in the game? I don't know. Can they address everything? Probably not. But will they? Again, what I was talking about in the earlier conversation when I was doing the blog read, can they continue to be aggressive in the form of hotfixes to continue making additions so they can have a response time that's like kind of similar to add-on creators? If they can do that and be aggressive, then cool. Hey, the new thing showed up. The new shoulders happen to show up, and I'm a shaman now. Yay, pally shaman person. Okay, so I was here for a reason. I wanted to do Arcway real quick. I wanted to just complete this quest thing here real fast. How about a solution to the jumping nameplates? Oh, you mean how they like overlap and then they get all funny and then it becomes impossible to click? Yeah, I don't like that. You know what the solution will be? We're just going to have fewer mobs. Boom! Solution found. Fewer mobs. I do feel like that's something to that I do feel like that's kind of a talking point because typical for like higher level keys or people who are trying to make the best time, they're going to do like multiple pulls because that's just the thing to do, right? But then you have the nameplates acting all funny and stuff because of that. What should that solution be? It sounds extreme to be like, oh, just have fewer mobs, duh. But that is one thing that they can do. Yeah, right. Dun, dun, dun. Out of Death Knights, you're the only one that can have an enchanted weapon since I'm a lightsmith. For a hero talent, sure. And then it'll go away. So, yeah. I mean, there's also those, some of those Zandalari trolls who need to go to, they have to go back home to change their thing, to change their blessing, Loa thing, if they need to do that, right? Could just hire the add-on creators and tell them what their restrictions are. I mean, they might not be interested in working with them though. Oh wait, did I only wait? I didn't kill that many. Hey, did I kill them too fast? Is that what happened? They put an altar in the bizarre. I mean, that's a remix thing, but I thought you were talking about like just the regular game. Like a lot of the conversation, some of the initial pushback about, the back and forth conversations about the add-on stuff. A lot of folks are like, "Hey, why don't you just get good at the game, right?" But I think the folks that are also talking, they're also talking about actual accessibility, having problems being able to see things, understand things, parse certain kinds of information quickly. Um, and again, that's we haven't seen like a working example of what encounter design is going to be like going forward. Not yet, at least. Once we get to raid testing, then I think we'll get a better idea of what's happening. But that's gonna be like a month and some from now. We got to test like one encounter based on like the first week of alpha or the first few weeks of alpha. That's not really enough information. But once we really get to see it, then we'll have a much better understanding of like what it is that Blizzard's restricting and what they intend to let us still have access to. I can do more. Uh, oh, mythic violet hold. Ew. Can I do a reset again? Here, let me pick up. Okay, all of these kind of suck. Oh, actually, no. Elites are fine. Yeah, elites are fine. The rest is not. Come on, baby. General training, baby. Yeah. um, how many world quests does that mean do? How many do? 4? I don't want to do 4. Let's do a 1 heroic. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I think I'll be able to knock out everything in like one go. Is there a certain dungeon I gotta do? No. Whatever I want. Are Death Knights worth playing? If you want to play an inferior paladin, yeah, sure. I'm just kidding. No, Death Knights are fine. How far am I in the infinite power? What's my artifact weapon up to? I'm in the 740 range now. My thingy is set to 79 right now. 79. Text communication is the best. I wasn't trying to put you down. Okay. Only 79? Should I be higher or lower? Yeah, I haven't been. I mean, yeah, I haven't been playing that much. Or at least I think I haven't been playing that much. I don't know what the expectations are these days. I'm a bronze farmer, baby. Okay, I'm a bad bronze farmer. How about that? Now they're arriving, I'm at 90, I think. Well, clearly, you have been farming more. I've had no idea what some. Yeah, the perception of like who's been working hard at the remix, it's like all over the place. You know, some people they've maxed out already. Some people are at 999. Some people haven't finished leveling yet. Yeah, and they're happy. So like I feel good where I'm at. I'm just cruising. I do my dailies. If I make it for the raids, then I make it for the raids with the guild, and that's about it. The big thing I wanted to do was just get the achievements done. So like the major achievements and whatnot, quests, make sure to do all those. Like I've just been knocking those out, and then I do other stuff. So it still took a lot of time to do all the damn quests. It's a lot of quests. Um, even the insurrection quest line, even that was like pretty long. Oh yeah, I should loot the guy. 2. Ha ha ha. $999 people exploited early and often. It's not gonna play with them anyway, so. 0. Oh, he beat me. He beat me to the punch. I wanted to blow up that whole crowd. Ah, I am shamed. Should I, dude? What's with the whole personal attacks, Blinky? You're just mean. Like, why are you here? Good thing about remixes, you can play it wrong, whatever you do. You have time to play your own way. And Legion has tons of options. Until you run out. And then you're like, Blizz, where's the content? Typical WoW gamers. What personal attack? Dude, just get out of here, man. Like, yeah. The tyranny of simple people and a simple game mode. You're talking about the game design being dumbed down philosophy? No, I'm pretty sure you're just talking about telling people they have bad dexterity. All right. So that should, yeah, so that knocks everything out. So I can just turn in this stuff and I'm good. Yeah. So something that I did notice, I didn't do it. I didn't do it live. I was just like trying to check stuff out on the alpha in an effort to entertain myself because there was no housing. Um, I did Manager's Terrace, and it turns out I didn't have to. I just just did it anyway. Um, it's God. One, it's a long dungeon. You know, maybe I'll just show you guys in a bit, if I can. Because the art style it kind of throws me off a bit. And hopefully I'll be able to like illustrate what I'm talking about. Actually, let me do this stuff first. I gotta get my dopamine fix. Clicky, clicky, clicky. And then let's see where I'm at on this whole totem pole. So that's still whatever. Okay, so Oh, I'm seeing some 740s. Ah. Okay. Almost through. Okay, so okay, that's not good. That is so I'll just hold on to 740s and then I'll figure it out later. Like the whole like, okay, what oh shit, wrong thing. Ooh. Uh-oh. I messed something up. So I put on that one when I don't want to use that one. Shit. What am I using again? I'm using Terra, which is still there. Oh, I'm using okay, I can leave that one up, but then I've been using the arcane thingamajig. That one. 607. Ugh. Oh, well, I've been using it though. So yeah, thank you with the chill. Okay, so helmet done, boots done. There we go. I hope WoW can attract young people again. The average age is middle aged. No, I doubt it. I don't know, man. I don't know how would you attract young people to a 20 something year old game? Maybe the RuneScape people can answer that because like I think people have been trying to frame that as like, hey, there's a lot of newer gamers that are coming into that. Um, but I don't know. Yeah. Uh, it looked epic. Something looked epic. Something something. His bullshit constantly does this. Picks one line out of the whole conversation. I mean, some lines are pretty. They some lines stand out. So yeah, I'm beyond middle age. See, it's funny. Like the other day I put out some tweet. Where's the thing? Uh, I put out this tweet. Me getting ready for BlizzCon 2060 and WoW's 30th expansion reveal. This is my dad, and I got I got tilted because we're going out. We're going out to see a relative of ours, and we're like, all right, let's go. And then I see my dad come out, and I look at him, and I'm like, yo, that's my hoodie that I've been trying to find for years. And he's like, oh, yeah? I'm like, yeah. And so my mom's like, wait, why does he have it? And I'm looking at my mom like, yeah, why does he have it? My mom's notorious for just randomly taking stuff, assuming that it's hers, and then just putting it away somewhere. And so I was like trying to find this thing. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna have to like buy a replacement someday or something like that. That would suck. But yeah, it turns out he had it the whole time. And he's like, oh, let me take it. No, don't take it off, Dad. Let's go. So he's wearing it. And I'm just like fascinated the whole time. I'm like, oh man, am I gonna look like that someday? It's possible. Do, 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 do. Yes, yes, you're recovering, Oinky. You're fine. Relax. Sheesh. Uh, add romancing NPCs to the game. Okay, where'd that come from? Oh, please don't. Oh, I'm kind of happy they did not go the love and deep space route. That would be awkward because it's like, well, we already simped for like certain characters, right? You know, for those of us who stuck with Sylvanas the whole time, or those of us who uh, don't who decided to not cleanse the whole eye debuff thing during BFA. He's just rage baiting at this point. Yes, this stream is all about you, buddy. Anyway, um, his way of showing up that you're his son. Yeah, yeah, that's right. My dad was just trolling me the whole time. That monster. Uh, I look more and more like my mom every day. I used to. What? Okay, y'all are getting like fucking weird. All right, so I wanted to hop on beta, alpha, sorry. And then I wanted to show you guys Magister's Terrace real quick. I gotta use this character, I think. All right, we can drop this now, right, Donkey? You know, we're not gonna hang on this still. Looking forward to Sylvanas coming back. Is she? I haven't done that quest line. So I have no clue what's going on. We're going to Magister's Terrace. You're not really gonna get spoiled, I don't think. I thought we're still on about aging. Jesus. Okay, so I'm probably tripping. I'm probably tripping. But I feel like the art design here for Blood Elf stuff, like it looks pretty, but the longer I look at it, it feels like I'm in a painting somehow. The way that the art is brushed, the way that things are colored, it's like I'm in a watercolor painting of sorts. Because like especially here, like you see, like I guess this is like supposed to be like a different sort of like marbling or whatnot, but it's like kind of like paint splotches or smudges or something like that. And while it's not disorienting, it has this sort of you know you know how some people have been bringing up the talking point of like how WoW feels like Disney-fied or something like that. This might be something that kind of leans into that conversation a little bit. There's something that feels a bit, I don't know, something feels off. You like it? No, it's cool. It just throws me off a little bit. So I don't know. Okay, so that's what someone wants talk to me about. They want to talk to me about how um, Hammer of Wrath looks. So if I pop wings, then okay, that still looks like Judgment to me. So, and I have a thing that says during the benching wrath, Judgment is empowered to Hammer of Wrath, but it doesn't. The button doesn't change for me though. I still see it. So, is this like a protection paladin thing that's not working right? So you felt that right away. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just let me go to a different dungeon. Actually, you know, Voidstorm kind of has this vibe too, but not as much. I remember there. I also remember there were like some conversations people were having about how um, Koresh is Voidstorm or something like that, and how Koresh is just I don't know that people were making some comparisons to it. I'm like, this don't look like Koresh at all. This looks like Voidlands or Void stuff. Like I don't see no sparkling sand to be found here unless you want to count that as sand. It's very red. It's very purple. Not very inviting. But it's not like the void needs to, need or wants to have a cozy architecture. I'm like a long way from my player house and my giant gun. Don't fly up too high. I'm gonna. Let's go. Let's go to the peak. Oh, let's see what's up there. Oh, you're talking about hungering presence. Return to lower to the ground, dude. No, we're here, baby. Let's go. Oh shit. Is that the Momo? Is that the Momo? Is he coming for me? Oh shit, he's fast. No. Okay, that's cool. That's neat. I like that. Okay, so hungering presence, swimming out over open water within the darkest depths while under the effects of bioluminescence. Oh, dude, that's from that's Eternal Palace shit though. That's Eternal Palace shit. And then it's just it's just an instant death thing. Okay. Same thing happens when you fall into the void orb, but you just take increasing damage. Okay. Grats on 100. Dude, Oinky, okay. I apologize. I read things out of context. Apparently I do that a lot with you. Um, okay, so I wanted to check out I want to at least take a quick glance at the other dungeons. I want to see if my brain is like fried or whatnot. All right, so uh, let me look at something that's not Elfie. Nalarak. There you go. Oh wait, I can only test certain dungeons. Okay, Void Scar Arena. Let's go. Nexus Point. One of these has got to work. That's the dungeon finder. Genius. Okay, so let's go to Oh, okay. So it is only certain dungeons that work. So one of these got to work. Oh, do I need to? Oh, I'm still on the instance group thing. Still, okay. We're learning. We're learning 4-year-old game technology. What's my favorite race to play? Engineer. Paladins. If it can be a paladin, I will like it. So yeah, here we are again with what feels like smooth lines. Things feel very smooth. It's like things have a certain texture to it that throws me off just a tiny bit. It's like I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing rock. Maybe it's because of the stream quality too, so it might be hard to tell. Like I don't see a rocky texture. I see like a crushed velvet sort of thing. Yeah. But the ground, it feels like that has it's very hard to tell here because it's just ground stuff. Um yeah, I guess lines aren't very sharp. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and now everything's getting blurry. And maybe that's the effect that I'm seeing. Maybe you're old, buddy. Maybe you're old. But I feel like if I look at like more older styles like classic WoW stuff, then I feel like I see like these sharper textures and images and stuff. So it's normal mapping without surface scatter. Yes, the jargon totally, I totally get it. So, but yeah, it creates a certain kind of effect. Oh, those are bad guys. Ah, no, no, no. So yeah. So here's an example. Like these lines, they it feels like they stand out, they pop a little bit more, and then here everything just kind of blends together. Maybe it's the color palette or something like that, but it still looks awesome. Like how things open up here. This looks neat. So obviously, I lack the I lack the comprehension to really describe what it is that what I'm trying to say here, but oh well. Let me try another dungeon for funsies. Hopefully the other I think I can go to other dungeons. So off to Void Scrub. Can I go there? All right. Leave instance group. Go. Try again. Huh. Yeah, I have no idea what the context is here, but uh, we'll find out someday. I'm trying to decide um, how I want to approach the expansion when this comes out because part of me wants to do the whole hey, can I play this whole expansion on the ground kind of thing? Because I really liked doing that experiment last time. But I might wait until um, no, actually, I think I can start doing that next week. So what I'll do next week is I'll do a whole playthrough, um, you know, of the expansion or of the 12.0, um, just so I can see if I can do it on the ground because to me that's a lot of fun. And then once this goes live, then I'll just fly around like a crazy person as usual. That's probably what I'll do because I really like that experience. But when launch comes around, I know that I'm very go 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 with my attitude because I want to be able to like make extra gold. I want to get professions up. I at least want to have my character up, and I'm definitely not going to do what I did for War Within, because with War Within, what I did was I leveled, um, I played through, leveled up. I did a couple of zones completely top to bottom, but then I skipped other ones, and that was like a bad call. I should not have done that. Because right now my main has all these quests in like the first couple zones where I didn't do any of the side quests, and it's just infuriating. It's it's very very annoying. I hate it. Hope they bring up a remix Pandaria and Plunderstorm one day for those who missed it. I wonder how that'll work though if they do a second remix because you're not going to have the same amount of people who are jumping into it the second time as opposed to the first. There's going to be people who never seen it before, who never heard of a remix. But what's it going to be like? Um, Maybe when it comes back, it's not going to be as long. But then that'd be kind of weird too, because some people just never did it. And I remember one of the biggest pain points for the Pandaria remix was farming weapons. That was a pain in the ass, dude. That sucked. I gave up. I was like, no, I'm not gonna try to 100% this thing, knowing what I knew. Some people they totally grinded it out. Good on them, but that's way beyond my willpower. So I'm gonna yeah. So I'll probably leave most of this build alone. Um, but I'll definitely talk more on. I'll give a lot of commentary on the crafting order stuff because I got concerns. There are things that I'm not happy about. But at the same time, maybe we're just seeing the development process. I'll just give some feedback as is and talk hella shit. So we're going. Am I back? I'm going to go back to purgatory. I think I've done better about kind of mastering the pulls here. But it's still kind of slow going. But I do get a couple hundred scrap out of this. So what I'm doing here now, as we're going to the last 25 or so minutes of stream, I'm farming up Mechagon parts. So that way, when housing comes out, I'll be able to craft like certain things. That's the plan. And it's mostly for me. Maybe I can sell it, but it's mostly going to be for me. How do I get in? Wait, do I need to make crates? No, I don't think so. I'm also using my sad excuse for a speed set right now. I actually had to go back to one of the BFA dungeons so I can get one of the pieces back, because I guess I accidentally sold it or lost it or something like that. But my run speed isn't all that great. It's only at yeah, like $1.50 roughly. Nope, almost $1.50. Yeah, so it's not that great. You still want to mostly focus on having a druid as your speed person, but having too high of a speed actually works against you here. So and now I can mount up as well, but if I'm going too fast, that's going to also work against me because I won't be able to like aggro stuff easily. So like did I get that guy? Okay, I got some of these guys. Yeah, so for those of you out there who are interested in getting Mechagon stuff, I'll see you here. And this feels better than trying to farm up the exterior of the zone. Like, at least here I can do this privately. Oh, wait, I'm actually in Heroic right now. Actually, that doesn't make a difference. Normal, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in Mythic right now. But yeah, normal, Heroic, Mythic, whatever. Difficulty don't matter. You're going to still, like, mostly one-shot these guys. You just want to make sure you don't accidentally kill them at all. That's the big one. Spits are not druids with the newest season gear with speed on it. They just give each other 1k speed. Yeah, that plus the Azurite stuff that still helps. You know, it helps as a cheaper option as opposed to buying more speed pieces of gear. But I'm still hard up on these boots because you get like about 10% run speed with the old school boot enchant, and that works fine. Like I think that's the single biggest boost that you can get. So I don't get the whole outdoor part of the instance. I just try to get like certain areas where I don't have to do a whole lot of backtracking. But like all these seem to drop stuff. I try to go around and get a few extras here. Like I'm being lazy. Like I could use a taunt and all that too. I just can't use anything that does actual damage. Otherwise, then they die. And that's not going to help. But I also don't want to accidentally get bosses. I think there was an area that I skipped out on or I missed. Because yeah, don't want to accidentally kill a boss, then I get saved, and then it's all bad. Because Mechagon doesn't have it only has the heroic and mythic version. So if I kill a boss, get saved, get fucked. So like I wanted to like go in there and get a few more guys, but oh well. Screwed up. I use end of season Valorstone transfer to buy the Mythic Plus dungeon chest on my speedrunner to open a bunch of gear and hope for speed. Oh, that's not a bad way to do it. That's a plan. All right, so I think this is about everything that I'll care to get. And then this will get me around 300, 400 or so stuff. There might be better sources. Or there might be better routes, I'm sure. Well, it is pretty good. The only thing is I can't go like too fast, otherwise I'm not gonna pick up aggro on everything. And that's kind of annoying. So let's see what we get. So that's a $1.74 there. That's about 400. Oh, a little over 500. Nice. Cool. So it's pretty good. The things that I'm getting are spare parts, mostly. So let me show you guys. Oh, no, we're looking at browse. I'm going to currencies and so there's two things. There's spare parts and then there's like spare crates. So like here's like two things. There's a chair and a cog stack, which isn't a big deal. But these are the those are just for spare parts. And then if I change this to spare crates, then I get these. So the thing that I want to make most is like I want to make these large cogs as well as the stem barrels. So this is going to be a big thing that goes into like the gun. Um, but then all these things I feel like they're going to be like fairly, fairly useful for stuff. But then there's other things that you'll be able to buy from Mechagon that so let me see what they require exactly. Like they require different things. There's a um, yeah, if I just change that to I forgot the something resistance. Rust bolts resistance. There we go. So like here's a bunch of stuff from Mechagon itself, and they have different costs. One of them are like the spare crates, but then there's like other parts too that I don't quite need as many of. So like for example, this chest. This chest I require 120 gold and two those chain igniter coils. Those you can get from doing weekly stuff over here, and I think you get them from random chests as well. There's this little light thing, which is kind of cool. That one just costs one energy cell. So, and I have plenty of those, but just doing Mechagon stuff will get you a bunch of those cells. Do the cogs have an animation? Let's take a look. So like here's the light thing, and that just has like this whole. So if you want to have like, if you want to just hang a bunch of these on the ceiling, that'll disorient you real fast. Um, and then oh, and then there's this hanging light. Okay, what's the cost on this one? One energy cell. That's hella cheap, dude. And then it gives that sort of lighting. So here you go. If you want to have your in-game WoW stream set up, that would be the way to do it. And so you mentioned the cogs. I don't think these have an animation. That'd be weird, but it'd be kind of cool too. So let's see if the site works, unless I break it. So yeah, nothing there, but it is yeah fully modeled. So there's no like weird spot under it. Um, and then like some of these I'm pretty sure moved too. Yeah. Yeah, not everything has an animation. I should be using this button here. Takes me directly to the thing. Yeah, so some of these just have like needless gear spinning animations just because. Too bad you can't like adjust the lights or point it in a certain direction. That'd be kind of cool. But, not really necessary either. Not for what we're trying to do. But yeah, this will be cool. Like what you can do is like have like a big chair, right? And then have these things on the side as as sides of it to give your metal chair like that sort of depth. So hell, you can use this as like as a thing to kind of sit on. That'd be sweet. Or anything you like. So there's these things. Let me see. Let's see what else since we're here. Um, is there a? Let's see. There's Bill's Water. I want to see something that has a lot of techie stuff. Ebon Blade, Orgrimmar, Rustbolt. Rustbolt has a lot of stuff. Honorbound, Lore Walkers, Valdrak and Accord. Not a whole lot from like Goblin stuff, but let's look anyway. Um, yeah, so Bill's Water doesn't have a whole lot, at least not yet. There's so much stuff that we saw from Mechagon, though, that we're bound to see more stuff. We're definitely going to see more stuff. But maybe not at launch. Anyway. So yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here picking up stuff. Now, the resources that I get here from the instance, like it's like okay, I get lots of spare parts. It's the place to go for spare parts. But there are other things that I might want too. I just don't need as many of them. So it's not like as much of a sweat. But I do want a lot. It's like where's the stuff for that? Spare parts, spare parts, spare parts, somewhere around here. 250 there, and okay, yeah. So a little over 500, not bad. Rustbolt is one of the endeavors. Mechagon is one of the endeavors, to be precise. So that's the distinction. There's going to be things that will always be available. For example, like eventually, like going to one of not this one, going to one of the quartermaster vendors up there. They're going to be selling housing just all the time. But every now and then, there's going to be a special endeavor that's related just to Mechagon. So we're going to see different parts, or maybe it might be the same parts, and they'll just testing and all that. There might be an update where they change that sort of stuff. So lots of different avenues for collecting certain kinds of decor, and the best we can do is like try to plan around it. We can try to do it. Oh, actually, here's something I'm kind of interested in. Shadowland stuff. Um, so I think I can just change this to. I think I can change like a focus on an expansion, right? Yeah. So let's focus on Shadowlands. So there's some stuff here that may be interesting for you. Some shelves, some hanging bookcases, a cushion of sorts, boxes, paintings. Oh, dude, this is cool. Ooh, I want that. I want one of that painting. But it's not telling us how to get it. So maybe it's purchasable, maybe it's an endeavor. I don't know. What else is there? There is a target dummy. Is it a working target dummy? Doubt it. Have we seen any possible decor from midnight specific activities yet? No, because the activities are not testable yet. Next week is when we expect to test out max level content, including zone activities. So the endeavors, I can use my endeavor currency to visit anyone's neighborhood to buy stuff regardless of when inside my own neighborhood. I'm like 80%. That's an 80% yes, Chillweave. So when you do endeavors, you're going to you'll progress on the endeavor in your neighborhood to like access vendors, enhance your neighborhood with whatever stuff. But you'll also get these endeavor points. I don't know what the currency is called. You get these endeavor points, which you can use on whatever. But that's all we know. We don't know if there's like controls on the currency, if there are caps, or what have you. Not yet. The expectation that I have though is that For the most part, you can keep, kind of like Trader's Tender, you can keep amassing stuff until an endeavor comes that you like, and then you can spend, or you can skip. That's the expectation that I'm setting right now. And if they miss it, then clearly the devs are out of touch. Did they even play their own game? Yada 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 yada. So, should be fun. Okay, let me change this down to heroic. I don't know if that's going to make like any difference. I can kill these things slightly faster, I suppose. But yeah, it is interesting that the whole thing about lumber, it's not even going to be like a permanent thing. Eventually people will have enough stuff, and in at least so far in midnight, you're not going to be looking for lumber. Like I think I did see it in an earlier build, but it's gone now. So dun dun dun. So maybe it won't be a thing, going forward, and it's just for legacy content. If so, then lumber is definitely, not going to be like a full-on profession. And the whole concept of lumber is mostly designed to be a control, for all the legacy materials that already exist across every character that has been playing, who's been doing like WoW stuff. Initially, I was worried about endeavors lasting 1 month would mean I'd rarely see the endeavor I would want if I'm in a public neighborhood. Yeah, you should be able to just wander into like a different endeavor if you want to. So, no need to worry about that. You're good. Actually, let me do a bit of a bigger poll and see like how effective this is. So I'm gonna get these guys, and I'm gonna try and cut across a certain spot so I can get some more mobs. I'm just worried that I might accidentally get a boss. Be like, uh-oh. I'll utilize my taunts a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know what foreskin shit. I don't know what he's talking about, dude. That all sounds kind of weird. So again, these guys. I'm trying to not like jump on elevations or anything like that. I don't want to risk making these guys reset. Oh, I think I did run through this one last time. Yeah. So I did do fine with avoiding pulling the boss. Because like there's the bosses right there. And I just want to like grab like some of these guys and like that pack over there. But make sure, oh, don't pull accidentally. Stay away. Yeah, so now I like cut through here and like do the loop around thing because the trogs here, these guys give stuff. Yeah, I remember the housing lead was like, yeah, we want to reduce FOMO like as much as possible. It's a big thing they're trying to emphasize. He's not the same person that does the trading post stuff with the rotation and all that. So hell, it might be a different team that handles that too. Part of me wishes that was lower level, so it'd be easier to aggro these guys. I gotta like pretty much like walk on top of these dudes in order to get them over. Come on, guys. But at least I'm able to do a single pull. Before, when I was like rehearsing, I was like, okay, let me try this pull, let me try this pull. Oh, this is taking way too long. Now, hopefully, these guys will all come together. And this should be about it. Basically, they made new floppy curtains with physics, and they've been dubbed the foreskin curtains because of how they hang and flop. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably not going to adopt that. They have been. Who is this they? Who is this they we speak of? Okay, so let's double check. So that's 206, 400. So that's 430 something. Oh, that's I got like 600 with this one. Not bad. And I can get like more here if I were to like scrap all these guys, but you don't get great stuff. Insulated wiring, um, chemical blasting cap. None of these are used for housing stuff. And I doubt it's really worth anything either. They just means me, but it'll catch on. Just keep saying it. Just keep saying it until it's true, man. I thought I misspelled for a second. Oh, yeah, that would have been a legit mistake. Well, yeah. Did they mean Forsaken? Nope. Did I stutter? All right. So that's 600 parts, which makes for for two spare crates, which means two barrels. So each pull I'm doing is basically one barrel. Or two barrels, I'm sorry. And how many barrels do I want? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure this is all asked already, but is there something we can use to track the legacy achievements we need for housing items? Yes, a couple things you can use, although they're not as extensive as I would have liked. There's a add-on called Homebound. It's right here on screen. Homebound. It's 2 words. Oh, there's more dudes. Whoa, bonus dudes. Yeah, it's called Homebound, and this will track whatever achievements that you have done or haven't done, um, and display them for you. Oh, this is funny. It just came out of nowhere. You would see what you have and have not done. Um, so, like for example, with BFA, there's like these achievements here. Let me expand this a little bit. Now, there are some achievements that are missing because I guess the achievements haven't really been hooked in yet. So there are Legion Remix um, specific things that I guess should be added here, but I'm not quite sure why they're not. Um, Maybe they don't exist yet, but I thought that they do. So, because otherwise I would see something for like the Legion Remix stuff, and that does not look like it's here. Very unfortunate. But yeah, some of these things are pretty cool. And you get a nice little 3D preview of what it is that you get. So if I want a shelf, cool. So like here's the if I hide completed. These are the things I still need to get. The highlights are a little bit funny, but if I want a kite, if I want a grinder, shelf, so I need to do whatever this achievement is. Ride all the rickety planks in Voldoon. No idea what that is, but yeah, that's one way to do it. What I've also been using is the housing database site because that's been very, very powerful. So if you want like a website tool to do this for you, you do need to sign in with your BattleNet. But when you do, you'll be able to see on the side here a little filter somewhere that lets you see what housing items you'll be able to you'll just have based on the achievements that you've already completed. So here's what I have access to. once housing comes out. So 2 pages worth of stuff. But then of course I can clear that filter and then just take a look at in general what are things that are coming from achievements. And then I can just get a sample of like everything that's available. I can be like, oh, this one looks very cool. How do I get this one? I need the achievement. What's it called? Proficient in battle. Participate in 50 instance PvP matches. Ew. Gross. So if I want this one, do that achievement or start working on it. I wonder if we'll ever get the Legion meta back and what it gives if we do. I would have figured that we would have seen it in the 11.2.7. So I'm surprised that they just they just yoinked it and pulled the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, maybe they just didn't want to set expectations like that, and people would be like mistakenly using the remix to like do. Yeah, that would be kind of weird. So like, let's pretend that the meta was a thing now or in the 11.2.7 patch. There are some things we'll be able to do in Legion, in the Legion remix to do a lot of those achievements, but probably not all of them. So I think that would really mess with players' heads if they're like, yo, I put all this time into the remix doing these things, but I never played a character in Legion. Now you're telling me that the efforts that I put into this now were for naught. Kind of. Sort of. Somehow in my head it makes sense for them to release the Legion meta achievement with with maybe in like 12.1 or something like that. Wonder if those PvP chest ones are the actual buffs that can be used. If they give buffs, no, I don't think there hasn't really been talk of any functionality that comes from Decor, at least not yet. They've been pretty tight-lipped about saying that there was going to be anything. Hell, they haven't even talked about mailboxes yet. Okay, I gotta have this one. Do I have this one actually? Like, I gotta have like the coffee stuff, right? I don't have it. Okay, we have a new goal. What do I need for this one? Cause it's a French press. Fox friends. Become a buddy of Mira in housing content. Oh, okay. So that's gonna be a midnight thing. Okay. I'll impatiently wait. Like for people that want to make a fight club or arena, that would be neat. I really want them to figure out some way to make war mode or to make PvP available inside the house. That'd be the best. You can get some mailboxes even if they aren't functional. Yeah, that I think I remember seeing something like that. But they definitely need to. I feel like that at the very least launch with that. It just wouldn't make sense. There's an entire coffee set. Okay, let me look at this real quick before we head out. So we got a mug. We've got a French press. We have a pile of mugs. Ooh, and we got an espresso machine. Wait, exterior only. Oh, so I guess this is like a different sort of thing. Yeah, why has it got to be outside? What if I want it inside? Cool. Cool. Yeah, I'll be curious to see like these other items here. Grinder, a special mug. Oh, and okay, so there's a Dalaran coffee press, and then there's okay, we'll see if these actually come in. They do have models? Nice. I guess this site hasn't hooked them in yet. So anyway, I think it's time for me to head out. It's lunchtime. Hit the 3D button. Oh, it isn't. Okay, so that's a very basic one. So it's a thumbnail that's not working. Oh, that's the grinder. Oh, that's cute. You can kind of call that a sink. but not really. And then what's this one? Sorry, now I'm distracted. Okay, so that's a. It looks like that's the same model as that one. I think it's just a. Well, it's a recolor. Right on. And we got a sack of beans. And a different colored sack of beans, probably. Yeah? No? No. Invisible sack of beans. That'd be my kind of beans, because I just go through it all. So anyway, off I go. I want to wish you guys well. I'll be back for like the weekly as usual. So I'll be talking about like, you know, some of the stuff we've been talking about just today. And then whatever else I can think of. But for now, off I go. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys for the next thing. And until then, stay safe.